We're in Endgame now, guys.
Hey.
So welcome to our Popcorn Heroes show. We're going to review Avengers Endgame.
That's right, baby.
And with me, as always, is Pedro.
Hello, hello.
What's up? And back for the first time, Mike.
Hey.
And I'm, of course, Orlando. Armando's not here today. He is sick, I believe. So we're going to do a review.
I believe. He came up with some excuse.
Some dumb excuse to not be here today. So like always, we're gonna do a quick spoiler-free. First a synopsis of the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, which I'm sure you all have.
I'm sure you have.
Then we're gonna do a spoiler-free review, and then we're gonna jump into spoilers. So our synopsis guy, Pedro, take it away.
All right. So this is the accumulation of 21.
Accumulation. Keep going, Pedro.
Of 21
Killing it.
MCU movies. And before you ask, yes, you have to watch all 21.
Every single fucking movie.
Wait, I didn't see Thor 2.
You didn't see Thor Dark World?
Damn, that's a big one.
Surprisingly, it's a big move.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's a big moment in this movie.
Yeah, so, Dark World, they said it sucks. Fucking watch it. Incredible Hulk doesn't have to fucking watch it. Watch everything. And then when you're done watching
Hulk is the one movie you don't need to see.
Yeah, because it has Thunderbolt Ross. And
you're right. Every single fucking movie you gotta watch.
Ross.
Everything.
We'll get to that.
Well, yeah. But anyways, so if you haven't watched the last movie, Infinity War, this is part 2 of Infinity War. You know, everyone got dusted. Spoiler alert. So this is going to find out. This pretty much takes place 5 years after. Like, what now? What are all the Avengers? What are the heroes going to do?
Right.
Are they just going to live with it? Or are they going to go back and change it? We'll see. Anyway, synopsis done.
All right, going into your review. What do you think, man?
I am going to honestly give it a 5 out of 5.
Damn.
5 out of 5.
I loved this movie.
It was that good, really?
Now, let's be clear. 5 out of 5 doesn't mean it's perfect. It just means I loved it. Right. It has its faults, but is it fucking enjoyable and everything I've been waiting for since 2012 Avengers? Absolutely. And it gave it to me in spades. It's everything I fucking wanted out of this movie. It had all the team ups I wanted. It had just everything. It had the emotion that I wanted. Plenty of fan service for people that have and have not read the comics. My favorite characters all got their moments. My favorite character got his moments, so I thought that was awesome because Cap's my fave. I just love Cap. Yeah,
fucking Cap.
But yeah, there's not really much to tell. It's everything I fucking wanted in a Marvel movie in a big crossover event. Like every time I read crossover events in comics, I'm always like, man, if only they could do that shit, but they can't because there's no budget. This movie fucking did it.
Yeah.
So 5 out of 5. Absolutely loved it.
I'll go. I don't know, 4.7, 4.8.
Damn, you're gonna get that crazy?
I mean, I agree. It's a great movie. Like, it's fantastic. Just some plot holes. But other than that, like, I fucking loved. I thought, honestly, we always do the ranking. This is, in my opinion, the best one in the series.
This is the best.
This one is the best.
This is the best one. Not because I've enjoyed some movies better.
They didn't say Wakanda Forever once in this movie. This was the best.
I've enjoyed, like for example, I enjoyed Black Panther more. But for what this movie does, and the fact that it pretty much ties up nicely the last 22 movies, especially the original Avengers, it ties up their storylines pretty fucking nicely.
Yeah.
It does,
the main 6.
Exactly. For what it does, this is the best one. I like Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movie, Homecoming more. I like Black Panther more. But for what this movie does, at the scope that it does it at, it's better than both of those.
That makes sense.
All right, so yeah. What do you think, Mike? Your turn.
4.9.
Yeah.
Absolutely the best fucking movie. Are you crazy? This movie was so fucking good.
I was so worried.
Nah, man, I love this movie. Pretty much everything you guys are saying, but I think what I love about it most is how it rewards people that have seen all of the movies, that people who've invested hours upon hours upon hours of watching these fucking movies. Just the amount of fan service and still make it cohesive where it's not too much, but it's I don't know, it's just right.
Just right. You know what it is also is I was just thinking about it, like these films are technically 11 years, like Avengers Endgame is 11 years in the making. And we watched them, obviously we're in our 30s now, Mike is 50. And so
You guys are in the 50s. If I'm in my 50s, you guys are absolutely in your 50s now.
and so we started watching these when we were like 18, 19.
Damn,
but
you guys started watching these? Fuck.
There are people who were fucking 10 who are now like grown ass adults. I can only imagine how they feel now. Like that's fucking crazy. Who like
That's true.
to
It's
watch
like the end of an era. Almost, even though it's not ending, it's still kind of like the end of an era.
So I had said before that I thought Infinity War was where movies peaked. I was way off. This is where the superhero movies peaked. I don't see any movie after this topping this crazy.
That's gonna be hard to do, man.
Dude, $1 billion in a fucking weekend
And
worldwide.
it deserved it. Like,
Do you think it's gonna be the top movie of all time?
I hope
so.
it is.
So I think with inflation counted, of course, Gone with the Wind is like 300
to do $1
billion.
billion in a weekend, I
right.
think-
Gone with the Wind is still number one if you
Yeah.
change for inflation, for sure.
Avatar's still up. Avatar's also 3 billion something.
Yeah.
But this was in a weekend.
This is a weekend, right?
$1 billion in a weekend, and you better be damn
It's
sure.
gonna be
I'm
out
gonna
for, like-
watch this shit. I only seen it once. I still gotta watch it four more times.
I've seen it twice, and I just talking about it right now. I gotta see this shit again.
I was gonna watch it today, but I'm trying to watch it in Dolby. Like, cause I saw it in a regular theater with
Yeah.
with Pedro.
Right, and the theater was really low.
Yeah,
It bothered me.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna watch this in low tier. I'm not gonna watch it again like with standard quality.
Agreed.
I had to do it Dolby,
Dolby.
and then if I have to watch it again, which I
IMAX.
might,
Dolby is hard to find
IMAX.
though. Dolby, trying to find this movie in Dolby, at least a good seat right now is still kind of impossible.
Right. What I mean, the AMC in Pines is where I'm going to.
Right.
But I've been looking at the AMC and Pines too, and
Yeah.
the shit's still. It's
It's-
always saying almost full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've seen it in 3D. I've seen it in IMAX. I want to see it in Dolby now.
Yeah. Dolby.
You saw it in true IMAX or just like
Fake IMAX.
AMC IMAX? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
True IMAX is too far. Fuck that.
It's fine. But yeah, man, absolutely. Let's just.
Oh wait, I didn't give my. I just say 4.9.
Yeah,
Yeah, 4.9. Yeah, we're all seeing it 4.8, 4.9, 5.0.
Let's get into it.
All right. That beginning, man, is very
Right.
It's starting to pull at the heartstrings immediately.
yeah.
Like just when I think I've seen enough people get dusted where I won't care, another one happens on like you can hear like the silence in the movie theater as like Hawkeye's looking around, he realizes what's going on, and
Yeah.
still this movie they can do it.
I don't know about you. I don't know how your theater behaved, but our theater would not shut up. Like,
They weren't that bad.
dude, they were bad. That shit was
Oh.
pissing me off. When Hawkeye turned around, everyone's already, and it didn't even show her dusted yet. And I'm like, y'all need to fucking chill.
Was my theater like that? My theater was reactionary as well, but maybe not to the same degree.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, that was. I mean, we all knew it was gonna happen, but it was pretty fucking crazy.
I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Really? You
I
didn't
didn't know what was gonna happen.
Oh, I thought you didn't watch anything, but I already knew he was Ronin. So I'm like, if he's Ronin, his family's dead. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, he's gonna be Ronin. Why would he be Ronin? Everyone gets dusted.
I didn't know he was gonna be Ronin.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool they
If
brought
I
in
had known he was Ronin, I would have known that. Yeah.
It's kind of cool that they brought in the daughter because we all know she'll be a hero later on.
You think they're gonna? I mean,
Yeah.
they absolutely can go that
For
route
the
now.
next generation, they could do a young Avengers. if
And
they
remember,
really
now
want.
5 years. Oh no, she got dusted, so she's still the same age.
Still the same age. Yeah, that's gonna be weird. We'll get into that weirdness in a minute.
Yeah, that time.
But yeah, what a great way to start the movie though. Just with Hawkeye's fucking like
going insane. He represents everybody in the world right now.
Yeah. It
experiencing the same
pretty much
thing.
was the leftovers. So we got to see it hit him.
Yeah.
like that.
somebody that we watch with all these movies. So
Yeah.
it's like, fuck, his family.
Yeah.
You're right. It is kind of like the leftovers. How like everyone takes it differently. Like
It reminded me of the Nora scene, where she's cooking breakfast and she turns around and then at the dinner table, that's it. Everyone's
Yeah.
gone. That's what it was. He's like, oh, hey, let me go look at this beautiful field, and turns around and wherever.
Yeah, right. He's having such a perfect moment with his family.
yeah.
And then
Yeah, he's on house arrest, sure, but you're like, whatever. He's still having the time of his life. He's with his
bonding
family.
with his daughter. Nice job, Hawkeye. And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
shit.
nice job.
I really don't like Hawkeye. I really don't like.
You don't like
You don't
Jeremy
like
Renner?
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner or Hawkeye?
I really like Jeremy Renner. He's just I don't know. I don't like looking at him. Like
I
he's
don't
just,
like his haircut.
yeah.
That shit looks ridiculous.
So he's trying to capture his youth. Like
yeah,
he's-
man, you too old for that shit.
He was
Come
just trying
on.
to be edgy. So his character in the first Avengers, I did not like because I felt it was just tacked on there. But when the second one came out, as much as the second Avengers has problems, they made him likable.
He's
And
still likable.
And here, they kept playing.
I really feel like this movie is about him. Like this, I feel like this movie was.
You're crazy if you think that.
It's like Avengers for Hawkeye's adventure. Like it's
absolutely. Not.
It's not mainly about him, but he's a big part of this movie.
Sure,
all the main Avengers are a big part of this movie.
It's Tony's movie. It's
Cap's
movie. Yeah,
it's Thor's movie. I mean, come on, you can't say it's Hawkeye's adventure.
Black Widow's movie. The original Avengers is their movie.
Yeah, it is their movie.
Other than Hulk,
what they kept calling the A6.
I really just don't like him. I
don't know why.
Yeah.
At this point, he's likable.
So how'd you guys think of? So right from the get go, Captain Marvel comes in, saves Tony and Nebula.
I thought they were gonna do more with the bonding because they were bonding at first. They were playing a stupid little game. I thought they were gonna go somewhere with that. That seems pointless.
Well, I mean, it was just kind of showing that they're okay. They're cool.
Yeah,
they weren't okay. They were dying.
Well, they're okay.
And she cradles Tony.
They squash the beef.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're an Avenger now. Basically,
they could have done that just by showing them surviving without the little stupid game.
It was still cool. I still liked it. You were seeing them pass the time, kind of like they weren't yelling at each other the whole time, or they were just kind of like fuck it, I guess.
But I thought they were gonna build on their friendship. Is what I thought.
Oh, like how big a payout for the end?
Yeah, because they were bonding. I'm like, oh shit, look at them.
Yeah, it mostly just brought it back to the whole Gamora thing, really.
Yeah. And then,
which is fine because that's what her character's pretty much centered on. It's always been based off the rivalry of Gamora. But I kind of like the way they made him look so fucking skinny.
Was that real?
No, that's all
CGI.
Yeah, it's the same way.
That shit looks so fucking good.
Yeah, it's the same way they did Steve Rogers skinny. Only they perfected it.
That shit looked crazy.
I mean, it's been 10 years.
He looks big headed. Like he had a big head.
It's been 9-10 years since that movie. So yeah,
but even like his face was sunken. That shit looked so fucking good.
I can really tell in his chest. His chest was really like
caved in.
Yeah, they did a good job.
But and then you get Captain Marvel saving the day. And when they land back down, they're pretty much all right. Let's go get this guy. Yeah. And then that's exactly what they fucking do. They go right there.
Yeah. Well, you do see a squabble between Cap and
Iron
Man.
Fuck you, nigga. Where you was at when I needed your ass?
Yeah, and then I like how they brought back how his idea was to have a whole
shield around the world.
Where he wanted to bring all of his robots and just have them all protecting. And then Tony was like, "Nah, that's too much." And then you clearly see the
well, in the beginning it was more like apologetic, like they're like, "Oh my god, I failed." And he's like, "I failed too." And then all of a sudden it was like, but wait, hey, fuck you. We were together. This wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. I mean, Tony was just happy to be found.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to die.
Yeah. It was kind of cool to see them because I'm like, oh, cool. They're getting along right off the get-go. And I'm like, Civil War time again.
Civil War. I ain't forget that shit.
Civil War time again.
Yeah.
And then,
I like that. I like that. They didn't just pass things up right away.
Right. It was realistic in it. Like the initial reaction was like, oh, okay, cool. And then bam.
I mean, it's a weird thing where I'm about to die, but also fuck you. You know. It was pretty cool. And so then they go and they...
How did they find Thanos again? Wait.
Nebula knew because that's all he kept talking about was his grand plan. He kept telling Nebula what he's going to do after.
What he's going to do, yeah.
That probably didn't make sense to me.
It makes sense.
It was Rocket explaining that, we found that there was power surge on another planet 2 days ago. How do you know that, Rocket? Rocket was on Earth the entire time, right?
I mean, I'm sure they were doing. He's a technology guy, so I'm sure he did some weird mumbo jumbo on the computer.
No, but I don't know. They were saying they haven't found Thanos. There was no trace of Thanos. And 2 seconds later, Rocket was saying, "Oh, but there was this big ass power surge that matched the same one on another planet." Oh, okay. But I thought y'all couldn't find Thanos. I don't know. I was confused.
Comic book movie, you guys explain shit.
You're right.
Yeah.
But they did go there quick as fuck. It was like, we're not playing with this guy anymore.
Yeah.
I like how Thanos has had his own fucking countryside home, and
dude, he was
retired as fuck.
No, but he had on a t-shirt. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Me too. Where the fuck did he get that t-shirt from?
It's kind of cool. That part's straight out of the comic where he made his armor into a scarecrow. Like that panel was straight out of the comic. Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What do you think he wears under the armor, though? You don't think he's got a t-shirt under? What is he? Is he butt naked?
Butt-ass naked.
He's
butt naked under the armor.
Isn't that what they are under their suits? Butt-ass naked.
You know how many times I've seen Thanos, me with Thanos naked? I thought he was butt naked all the time.
But I mean...
Where did he get his t-shirt? No.
Did he order from Amazon? In this universe, does Amazon do
but guys,
space delivery?
What about chafing? You gotta have something under
He's
that.
Thanos. He don't chafe. He's the Mad Titan. You think the Mad Titan chafes? No. That's reserved for humans.
He lotions up before he puts on his armor.
No, I was also wondering where he got his fucking teeth. That shit was blowing my mind.
Where the fuck you get his t-shirt
There's no
from?
Ross up there. How? I don't know. I shouldn't make it sense.
For all we know, he could have just snapped his fingers and
He just snapped his fingers for clothes. It makes sense.
T-shirt.
for clothes.
I know every time I snap my fingers, this could kill me, but T-shirt, and then his arm just started shriveling up even more.
But to see, like,
I want to be comfortable when I die.
But I don't know. I like the fact that it did do damage to him to fucking
Yeah, it fucked
destroy
him
those
up.
things.
But it was also a setup for if any of the others were going to use it in the future, any one of them could fucking die. So it was
Yeah.
also a setup to what's going to happen later.
That only Thanos can handle. Well, only someone on his level can handle.
On his
Yeah.
level, basically, yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And I like that he was getting into his monologue and then just
I love
boom.
him as his fucking monologues are amazing. Every time he speaks is amazing.
They're
Yeah.
really good. It almost reminds me of like Kingpin level where he's like, when I was a boy. I'm like, let me just sit there and
You just
listen.
want to listen to him talk, right? Fuck, I can listen to him. Yeah, him. I can listen.
So Thanos, same thing. He's like, I did it. I'm like, oh yeah, keep talking. Read me a bedtime story, Thanos.
They did like a Thanos audiobook with him. Yeah,
Right,
I
with
listened to
Josh
that
Brolin
shit.
doing it?
Yes,
He did
I
it.
listened to that shit.
He did a good job of like having like no flaws. Like I did right there, and I'll do it again. Like
Right, yeah. Fuck you. You guys will be thanking me generations now. And then,
yeah.
boom, he
So
aimed
it
for
was
the
not
head.
happening. Just when they first like cut off his arm in the beginning, I was like, oh shit, they're really not playing with this guy right now.
Yeah, they definitely show why they're called the Avengers.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think they would have gone for the decapitation though.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
And
either.
I thought like off screen, okay, but just to show that was kind of surprising for a Marvel movie.
yeah, there was no blood, but they definitely showed his head come off.
That was really good though.
And it was so fast. Like they didn't have. Like, you would think that they would give him more time, but the minute that Nebula's like, nah, he's not lying. All right, why are we keeping him around?
I was
then?
like, all right, I ain't got time for this.
Well, the others didn't really want to do it. It was just Thor straight up. Just,
Yeah.
And then he's like, time to get fucked up. And they do that 5-year fast forward.
I was surprised they did that too,
The 5 years?
because
Yeah.
they kind of like slowly 5 years later. I'm like, years.
Yeah.
I didn't think that much time would have passed before they brought everybody back.
That part,
So
that first act of the movie really reminded me of Leftovers.
Yeah,
like,
so it's,
everyone's going through the AA meetings of like
Yeah.
how to.
What's weird is that the year's also 2023. I wanted to mention that to make sure that we on the timeline wise.
Okay.
Because Infinity War was 2018, so it's 2023 in the 5 years jump, and it's weird because I understand that half of the population is gone, but it still looks so deserted. And so 5 years later, I thought people would get back to like normalcy, and it's still like cars are still empty, houses are still empty. Like no one moved into the house. The house is probably
Right.
dirt cheap now. Like
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but hypothetically speaking, if that happened, you know how many people would actually kill themselves out of survivor's guilt?
that is true.
I mean, I'm not saying another quarter of it, but you know,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's just to add to the mental trauma of what would happen.
Of course, I'm sure a lot of people probably committed suicide and stuff like that, but it just to seem that to look at it so desolate, I just thought, man, there has to be. But it adds to the weight of the movie and the power of what Thanos did.
Yeah.
So I understand it like at a story point telling, but just like regularly, I would think society would have gotten back to like some sense,
kind of sense, yeah,
some kind of
normalcy.
sense of normalcy after 5 years.
I mean, it seemed like for him to create AA meetings and stuff like that, it seemed like there was some form of normalcy. And how are people making money? Obviously, jobs were still going. But,
right.
But who knows, right?
Well, all them openings, shit.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. It was pretty crazy to see all that going through. And I like how like Cap, even though like everyone knows he's fucking Cap, like he's going to AA meetings and people in fucking not AA meetings, but
Yeah.
similar to like AA,
Right.
similar to him.
Well, what someone brought up, he was doing what Falcon did in the beginning. In Winter Soldier, that's what he did for the veterans. And he told Cap, you should stop by one of those sometime or whatever. And he never did. So that was kind of, I felt like it was his way of honoring Falcon.
Oh, okay.
Like helping people out just like Falcon used to do it.
Yeah.
It
So
makes
that was-
perfect sense, actually.
Yeah, it was just more him being like, damn, I could be good like, my friends were or whatever. And one of them was the Russo brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The one that was talking the most to him.
The one that was dating some guy and crying on the date.
That's one of the Russo
okay.
brothers. Yeah.
He shouldn't be in his movies anymore. I'm like, is this what I gotta hear? This what y'all been doing?
And,
Niggas just been dating for 5 years? Get the fuck out of here.
The other one was Jim Starlin, who was the guy that wrote Thanos, like created him back in the 70s.
I just remember the weird guy talking about crying on a date.
Yeah, that's Russo. I forgot which
You
one.
want to cry on a date?
No, nigga, the fuck? First of all, I'm not gonna be on a date with no nigga. Second off, I'm not gonna be crying on no date.
No matter what percentage is gone.
Thank you.
It'll be 99%. He's still got Wilson. He'll be fine.
I'm not going out like that.
No emotions. All right. So I guess after that, what we have,
After that, he starts talking to Black Widow, which is kind of cool because they finally give her like a good amount of screen time.
Yeah.
But she just starts talking. They pretty much start shooting the shit a little bit. And I thought that was kind of cool. That they start showing their like point of view of how like the whole thing, like them dealing with it. And
Yeah.
They're still 5 years later. They're still not. They still
Right.
really haven't dealt with it.
Yeah.
And they kind of showed they created their own like police force. Like you saw Okoye, one of them.
Galaxy-wide police force.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
basically.
they're all split up in a way. They still created their own like alliance,
Yeah.
And Okoye mentioned something about like earthquakes in the ocean. Do you think maybe that's like a submariner, like Easter
Ooh.
egg?
I have no idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because when I thought it, I'm like, ooh, Atlantis. And my brain went to Aquaman. I went, wait, wrong company. and it's got to be Submariner then, because I was thinking about, oh yeah, whoa,
Yeah, that would be great.
my dog.
Hate that movie.
It's like get the
That
fuck
movie
out
was so
of here.
good.
Get the fuck out
I
of here.
like Bro Aquaman.
Get out of here, Drogo.
I didn't like what's her name's haircut.
Captain Marvel's haircut.
You didn't like it? It's legit to the comics.
I like the hair. I don't know. I would have preferred if it was done in her movie. Just randomly in Avengers, she has a haircut. All
I mean, it's
I mean,
5
it's
years
been fucking
later.
5 years. She can't get a haircut.
No, man.
Can't have
Keep
the
your
same-
same fucking hair. You still don't really know who you are.
She's
Keep
getting
your same fucking hair.
She saw Hawkeye and went, damn. That's what I got to do.
I can pull that look off.
Way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
she
he did a way better job.
It looks really good, but I don't know.
So and after that, it cuts to the van with Scott Lang stuck in it, Ant-Man. And then it finally explains how he gets out. Everyone was coming up with all these crazy ways. How's he going to get out? How's he going to get out? It's just a fucking rat.
rat.
Just switch the button.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool because then that's where he starts getting the idea of the whole time travel and stuff.
It's like it's cool seeing the world in like his
Right, his point of view.
point of view.
Because he thinks 5 hours.
Yeah, he thinks like 5 hours, and he goes to the cemetery with the vanished memorial, and he's looking for like his name. Like he finds his name.
Right. Yeah. That's true. The memorial was actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it reminded me of like a veterans like memorial.
Yeah, like an Arlington Cemetery or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, definitely.
I can only imagine how many like tombstones there are for that because it's just so
Well, you
For
saw
half the population, for
well,
billions of people.
Well, you saw
massive.
they filled up those giant tombstones with it because
bunch of names,
there's
yeah.
nothing to bury. They got dusted.
yeah.
So there ain't shit.
I
It's
just
just
yell the names to everybody. I don't know. It seems like a lot of work.
yeah. Some people probably just
Census
missing
report, yeah, of
and don't
course.
want to be found, like in Leftovers. That one guy that just didn't want to be found,
Yeah.
and then they found him, and he's like, "Nope, it's not me."
Wow, what a good show.
Good show. I got to keep referencing it because it's just so similar.
It's very very similar, and
At least the first third of it.
yeah.
The show's not that good if it doesn't explain what happened. And Avengers, you know exactly what happens to the people.
Yeah.
Why they
He
disappeared.
went, "Aw,
The-
snap."
The point of Leftovers is not to explain what happens.
So it's pointless, is what you're saying.
It's
Thank
to
you.
see the outcome of it all, not to tell you what happens.
Anywho, so yeah, we're back with Ant-Man. And
Yeah.
he
And-
runs
and-
to his... wait, what?
Yeah. I was gonna say he runs to his family's house.
To his
Yeah,
house,
his
yeah.
grown-ass daughter,
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
She looked like fucking
way older than 5 years.
Yeah, because I think she looked like she was in her 20s.
I mean,
and
growth spurt, man.
nah,
growth
dude,
like that?
I think in the like at the when we left,
Ant-Man, she was like a kid.
she was like 8, maybe 8, 9. She had to be
Yeah.
like 15, but she looked like she was like 20. But whatever. That's like us. That's like us nitpicking like actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
actress
say, it's-
casting wise.
I'm so
it-
glad at least his daughter was alive.
It's like us
Yeah.
watching Grease and go, John Travolta was not in high school.
Absolutely not.
Sandy.
You look at that, he's 30. Sandy.
Yeah. So yeah, which was nice. Him having at least some sort of like
Normalcy?
normalcy with his daughter there.
Yeah, but immediately he's like, fuck.
Yeah,
I gotta
go fix
reverse
things.
this. So he
Yeah.
goes and hunts these guys down and bam, he's like, time travel. Yeah, it'll work.
Which is crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. And then Steve Rogers like, let's get the band back together. And
They just take this idea and run with it.
yeah, they're like, all right.
I mean, they've had nothing for 5 years.
Right.
Like this guy gives you some sort of some idea.
The false hope can
Yeah.
be pretty dangerous.
It was
Yeah.
kind of cool seeing Tony with his family. That was a little weird
Yeah.
to see.
Kind of like seeing that,
As
like
soon as I saw him with his family, I was like, fuck.
This guy's dead as fuck.
I guess these guys are right. If he got a family, that's a sign.
Yeah.
And like he's bonding with his daughter and shit. I'm
Right.
like, oh
Yeah.
man, he loves them, huh?
Yeah.
He's actually happy. Like, yeah.
Thank you. He's actually happy, and they're gonna drag him back. Oh man, poor Tony.
Yeah. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back.
I did like how he was just like, what's the point? Like,
Right. He's like, I know you guys lost stuff, but look what I got.
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah.
time travel, and he's like, if I time travel, am I gonna lose this? Like, I don't want to
See,
lose
that's the
this.
one thing I can't lose.
yeah.
Yeah, the one thing I give a shit about, like, I got lucky. None of the people I gave a shit about got dusted. I got
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
But you have to it makes sense of like how they convinced him because like you're being selfish. Like you're not like everyone like lost somebody, you know? So
There was wait. When Ant-Man was in the the quantum realm?
right.
Yeah.
He said 5 years is 5 hours for him.
Right.
Right.
So time goes a lot slower in the quantum realm.
Right.
Right.
So why is what's her name in
Yeah. I
Ant-Man
had that same question.
still old as fuck?
Basically, the dude's wife,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer's character, she's old,
Right.
but
Maybe. I know, man. It's fucking weird. But you can see that there were layers within that quantum realm. Remember, he kept going deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
And
she was in the deepest part, supposedly.
I thought she was in the deepest part.
She was in the
but
deepest
but
part.
obviously she wasn't. Maybe he was in the deepest part. I don't know. It's fucking comic book science, man.
I was so confused.
Because clearly her thing was that she aged, and the only reason that she stayed alive was she was hunting like microscopic like
Yeah,
beings.
she was feeding herself.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was eating amoebas and shit.
yeah, yeah.
What a world.
No, tardigrades. That's what she called them, the tardigrades.
So that's how she stayed alive. So for him, he was just chilling for 5 hours. Like
5 hours and bounced back out.
Yeah. So it's weird how
Maybe
like,
he was at a different level. I'll chalk it up to he was at a different level.
Yeah, he went deeper. It's like an Inception, he just went deeper.
okay.
There you go. Bam. One plot hole solved. See how many more we can solve.
There's so many.
I think after this, I got nothing. But so it cuts to now. Pretty much talk to Black Widow to get Clint Barton back, Hawkeye.
Yes, excuse all his murdering for apparently 5 years.
Yeah, because they started hearing that he was killing like cartel members and shit like that, and they found him killing like Yakuza. And they're gonna excuse all of that, of course, because they
Cap is gonna excuse all that. That's exactly what he's against.
yeah, but I don't think Cap knew about that.
You don't think Cap knew that he was Ronin and murdering people?
Yeah, maybe.
He absolutely. There's no way he didn't.
Well, actually, it kind of seemed like Black Widow knew about it, but she wasn't telling anybody
Yeah.
because it was like Rhodey like kind of whispering to her about it. So
That's true.
I think that she was keeping it away from Cap.
Another plot hole solved, huh?
Bam! Well, we're on a
Two
roll,
down.
baby. We're on a roll.
And I think at this point, like with the whole world going, to shit, like, and if you're reversing everything, like, fuck it, you kill some people aside.
Okay, so he can forgive them just because they're.
We're gonna fix everything anyway.
I mean, technically, he forgave Thor for chopping Thanos' head off.
Thanos was the bad guy. That was excusable.
So Yakuza and cartel members ain't bad guys.
They didn't snap a finger and obliterate half the universe.
But you also got to remember that Cap killed Nazis.
That was in an actual war, so he always excuses that.
The war on terror.
I guess Hawkeye could be forgiven. So yeah, they get the whole gang back together.
They get the whole gang back together.
Oh, and they get Professor fucking Hulk.
So one of the weirdest, not the weirdest, but one of the things I would like to see was because in Infinity War, he doesn't get a dick card, so he can't be Hulk.
Yeah.
So like it jumps to 5 years, and now he's Professor Hulk, and we never saw like how that
There's
happened.
no in between.
No,
I was really looking forward to
I would have liked it. At least like a quick.
a redeeming moment where he figures out really why he wasn't able to get the Hulk out and gets him out.
Yeah.
They pretty much implied that as soon as Thanos died, Hulk stopped being a bitch and came out to play.
Yeah, Hulk was
he was
scared of Thanos.
Scared of
That's pretty
Thanos.
much what they were saying.
Which I fucking hate that, but I mean, I guess that's what it is,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And then obviously that, it was just a big deal that he couldn't turn to Hulk.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
now
erectile
that
dysfunction.
now that he was, I thought they were gonna have like a 1v1, but that
Right.
didn't happen in the movie.
I think they were going to have a 1v1, but because they did make it such a big deal, I thought they were going to show us him overcoming that obstacle.
Right.
Now it just randomly happening in the 5
Yeah,
years.
it just seemed like they're like, man, guys, we got 3 hours.
But
That's true. That's a lot.
There's so much you really could have just did like a minute.
They could took out that first part with Tony and what's her name, and replaced that with the Hulk figuring his shit out.
Yeah, agreed.
I guess. I'm sure there's a few things we could have changed, but we got that. They're at a Denny's, and then he's there taking selfies with kids. By the way, that scene where the kids are taking a photo, and he's like, hey, Ant-Man, right? You want to take a photo of Ant-Man? They kept going back and forth. I just like the part where Ant-Man was like, the kid literally said no. Like, because
the kids just shaking his head. No.
Like, come on. You want to. They want to. No, they don't.
No, he's shaking his head.
Yeah.
No.
Professor Hulk was easily one of my favorite characters.
He was super like bro, like
yeah.
Oh, it's so cool. I love you guys.
And
which is so weird for the Hulk. What made it better?
It was the exact opposite of the Hulk. It was like opposite day.
Even Bruce Banner is not really like that, but what it is. I think is like the merging of the two allows him to have like that freedom of like, I can be chill because also like, what are you gonna do? I'm the fucking Hulk.
Yeah,
right.
So like, I could be like funny and cool and like
he was dapping people,
easy going,
doing the dab. Yeah, I was a little.
Yeah, I think it allows him to just be like a big kid at a candy store because like easily like when
he has no worries.
Yeah, if shit needs to go down, I'm already at
one of the strongest people and smartest people on the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
He has no shit to worry about
because he relied so much on his anger to be Hulk. So to be Professor Hulk, he's already there. He's already a Super Saiyan. He could joke around and be chill about everything, So,
but yeah, so Tony Stark pretty much says that I don't want to help you with the time travel, blah blah blah. Don't worry about it. And then of course he goes and starts tinkering with it. Yeah, and he goes, "Oh shit, I fucking solved it."
He figures it out like right away,
overnight.
Yeah, I mean, you technically don't know how long it's been.
That's true. After watching the second time, like, you know what? You really don't know how much time has passed.
Because you also see how much work the others did because they were just fucking up with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Like where they turned him into a baby, turned him into an old man.
That shit was funny too, though.
And then it's like, and then they reconverted like the whole van. It's like, how long were they at work with this? It obviously was a long time.
Yeah, it wasn't just overnight. But
weeks, probably.
Still pretty fast to solve time travel.
Yeah.
But it's Tony Stark.
And he did it joking around. He's like, oh, just do it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work. Just try it out. He's like, it works.
Oh shit. And look, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I like the little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And then I guess he has that scene with Potts when he's pretty much telling her like, oh, like
I'm gonna die.
Pretty much when he's like, I gotta do this. Like,
and she's like, of course you do.
And it's funny because he was pretty much saying like, tell me no, so I don't have to do this. And she's like, nah, you gotta do this.
She's like, you gotta, because I mean, she knows him. He's gonna do it regardless. Even though he says no right now, just the same way he said no and started tinkering with it.
Yeah.
Eventually he's going to put it into action.
The same way that, in Iron Man 3, he quit being Iron Man and then suddenly, Avengers 2 comes out.
And he has brand new armor.
And he's still Iron Man. He's probably got more suits than before. And it's like, what was all that about?
Bullshit?
Yeah. They brought that up in one of the movies too. He's like, I know. I just, I can't stop.
He can't help himself, basically. He has to always be like doing something.
He's always solving a problem.
And then this is pretty much where they all start kind of getting together and getting their time heist plan going on.
The time heist.
I actually love that name. Like they were all joking about it after a while, but when it started happening, I'm like, this is a time heist. I'm like, this is the perfect name for it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
They broke up into their teams. So you got Hulk, Captain America, Ant-Man, and Iron Man all going to New York City 2012, aka Avengers Part 1. And I thought it was pretty cool because
I thought that was amazing.
I liked that it went straight to the Sanctum Sanctorum, so you got to see what was going on there.
Yeah.
So you saw the Ancient One actually like moving shit out of the way, and I'm like, oh fuck, she was there.
She was actually fighting.
Like retcons. You gotta love when they do that.
Exactly. But this, I don't know. This is just a perfect one to show that she wasn't just bullshitting, even though she wasn't actively like in the middle of the battle with them, but she was still there.
Because she's technically doing her job. Her job was just to protect that building. That's all she had to do, and that's what she did. So it was pretty cool. And then seeing her and and Hulk go back and forth, arguing. And then she does that fucking Hadouken that kicks him out of his body.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty sick too. Again, it's a throwback to Doctor Strange. So you could actually see it. So this movie really does reward you for seeing everything.
For being a loyal fan?
Being a loyal fan. And it's what this movie does is that like it kind of takes you back like through time to like obviously but it kind of like
you get to see different moments of the same
so if you are a fan you get that moment for you to shine.
This is what's happening after after they beat Loki. Wow,
after Loki. I love that where they were all getting in the elevator and like no take the stairs. Hulk stairs. They're like dude, so good. It really reminded me of Back to the Future Part 2.
Yeah.
Like, because in Back to the Future Part 2, you get to see what happens after the punch with Biff.
Yeah.
And this was the same exact concept. So it was so fucking cool. And you got to see all the other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents come in. They were Hydra.
That shit was so... Man, that fucking elevator scene was so good. Because, I mean, everyone's thinking, oh, shit, they're going to redo this shit?
They're going to redo it. I thought, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, man, they're doing this again.
And then he, like, whispers, Hail Hydra. And, oh, that is so fucking good. I love that scene.
I love that. Because it was also a good Hydra Cap reference for
Exactly.
For,
And I know a lot of people hated that, but I loved, like, Hydra Cap.
I liked it.
Yeah. I read half of it.
They only have?
And then I found out the Cube created the good one. And I'm like, okay. It was a little weird.
I think the Cube created the bad one. The Cube created the bad one because of Red. I don't know. It was confusing. I forgot. But it was a good story.
Comic books, right?
Right. But yeah, that the elevator scene and everything. And then afterwards, they're having like that talk with Loki and then they're trying to steal it.
But I mean, she did. I wanted to go back to the Ancient One's conversation with Bruce Banner because they talked about like what would happen if he takes the stones.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's try and make sense of this shit.
So I guess if you take the stones and you don't put them back to where they belong, it creates an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
I don't know. What
It creates a timeline where they don't have the stone to do whatever they need to do with the stone. So all hell breaks loose. Like Doctor Strange wouldn't have had the stone, I guess, to prevent the.
So then it never happens, and then
right. So their solution was take it and bring it back at the same time.
But if you bring it back, doesn't that go back to the original timeline where like he snaps anyway and then nothing happens? If you put everything back to where it was,
Thanos still snaps and destroys everybody.
Yeah.
They're not trying to prevent that. They're just trying to bring everybody back in the future.
Yeah, remember, they're not trying to prevent the first snap. They're just trying to bring everybody back.
Iron Man specifically doesn't want to.
Yeah, they're
right.
trying to bring everybody 5 years after the snap.
Okay, so everything still occurs, and then
Not prevent. That's why they didn't go back and kill baby Thanos.
Right.
Like where they're like, oh, that's
Strangle
dark.
him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
strangle. That's dark.
But is it just all right? So the only things that can alter the timelines then are the stones.
I guess so.
Because technically they still alter the timeline if Loki makes off with a fucking stone.
Yeah, so the timeline seems like it's still altered.
It's still altered.
Even
completely.
if like the stones were back, the timelines are still fucked.
And obviously there's a Loki show coming out, so obviously this was a backdoor pilot for it.
Yeah,
you show Loki escape so that you can create.
They should have at least had him in like the end credits or some shit. He just disappears and no one talks about it.
Right, disappears. Yeah. Which that was pretty funny because they almost had it, and then Hulk comes out from the stairs, just knocks his ass out.
That shit was great.
Yeah, that was good. And then they just had to go farther back to the 70s, which is pretty cool too.
Which they should have just done from the get-go.
Yeah, but I guess they didn't think of that. They probably just it's because they didn't want to waste the extra jump. Because they were like, if we use one jump, we can get 2 stones. Because remember, they wanted Loki's staff.
See, the thing is about that kind of stuff is like when you like think about it, like why don't you just jump to the 70s and just give everyone just jump to the 70s and grab more pink particles or whatever.
Right.
So
that would have been good from the get-go.
So then y'all can just keep jumping.
Yeah. Where were there all these pin particles being created?
Yeah, but
that's right.
But hindsight's 2020, and then it's just like
of course, it's the same what we talked about earlier. Why didn't Thanos just snap for more resources? The world is running out of resources. Just double it.
No, that's too hard.
Too much.
Actually, going back to the Battle of New York, I actually loved that they had the Cap versus Cap fight because they had showed earlier
America's ass. That shit was hilarious.
Well, but before that, they were like, "Oh man, that suit is doing you no favors." Like it was the whole joke of like his ass like sucks in that suit, which is funny because everyone hated that suit. That suit fucking sucks. So it was,
the Cap suit?
Yeah, the Avengers Part 1 suit.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Sucked. So there's just more jokes on it, but of course they made it funny with the ass part. And he's like, "That is America's ass." So I just love the part where he actually fights him and he knocks himself out.
Yeah.
What was it that he said? Oh, he goes, "Bucky's still alive."
Yeah. And he's like,
yeah. So that's another thing that fucking changed the timeline too. If you think about it, because now he knows Bucky's alive.
My God, yeah, that's true.
What the Ancient One said is, what
She's
I'm
wrong.
assuming is that only the Infinity Stones could change the timeline. She didn't specifically say other, or I'm assuming just a big event could change the timeline.
I think she's just wrong. I think she's wrong about the alternate universe. I think they were created, and even though they're back, there's.
You think she's wrong?
I think she's wrong.
What's your evidence for that?
You think the Ancient One is wrong?
You going against the Ancient One?
She's the Ancient One.
Because clearly, like Loki's gonna get a fucking show. Clearly,
All right, but he had an Infinity Stone, which changes the timeline.
bam.
Telling Cap that Bucky's alive, which I guess it would change things, but it's not like a big change, which is what I'm assuming she was worried about.
Yeah. That was funny. But after he knocks him out, he goes, "That is America's ass." He just checked himself out.
This movie also had like the right amount of comedy as well. I think they're dialing back a little
even
bit.
before he's like, "I could do this all day." Yeah. I know.
I love see it's callbacks like those.
I could do this all day. I know.
That shit was so good.
I'm telling you, Cap had the best scenes for me. He just had the best fun. America's ass. I could do this all day.
He did have some of the best scenes.
And then
He had, no, you're
Mjolnir.
right. He had the best scenes.
And then Mjolnir, come on. And in the dance, like he had everything. He had the best
Yeah.
part. He had the dance at the end.
I didn't care for the dance.
What? We'll get
I'm not
to
a
that.
big Cap fan like that.
Oh, man.
So I don't
Cap-
care if he anyways, we'll get to that.
Yeah, Cap's my boo.
But yeah, so they went there. Where did Scarlet Widow? Black Widow? Scarlett Johansson. Black Widow.
Black Widow and Hawkeye go to that planet for the
They
Soul
went to that
Stone.
planet. Thor and
Yeah, they went for the Soul Stone. Where they meet
Thor
Red Skull.
and
Rocket.
Rocket went to Asgard.
Asgard.
we didn't even talk about finding bro Thor.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
God.
We really
That
didn't
shit
talk about
was hilarious.
That shit was so weird. And then fucking these guys from Ragnarok were in it.
Yeah.
Playing Fortnite.
Oh, hello. Hey Thor, can you talk to this guy? He's making
I
fun
like
of
how like 5 years later, Fortnite is still as popular.
What? I mean, no
They-
one's creating new games.
me. That's
All
true.
we had is the shit we had before.
That's true. You had half of the company gone.
It could have been the whole company. You don't know.
Yeah. But I just liked how fucked up he was. Like,
It makes sense because he's the one that took it the hardest because
Yeah.
he literally is the strongest Avenger.
well,
He felt like the biggest failure.
yeah, but pretty much he was just distracting himself. Like, as soon as they mentioned Thanos, he just broke down. He just lost it.
Damn, Chris Hemsworth is a really good actor.
Yeah, it
you
was
can
like...
feel it like his pain.
Yeah, it was like emotional, like sad, and just angry, and like fuck
All
it.
those, you could feel it though. All those emotions he was
was
going
like-
through. Don't say that
He's
name.
like, can't believe you just said that. You just fucking like
Fucked my whole day up, basically.
like that was it. And I that was really good.
I'm like my 5th beer in. You just fuck it up.
Yeah. So yeah, of course we got Bro Thor. Is that what we're calling him?
yeah,
Bro Thor.
I love
Bro
Bro
Thor.
Thor.
Bro Thor goes back to Asgard where he sees his mom.
In Dark World 2, right? In
Yeah.
the Thor Dark
Thor
World, which
2,
I
Dark
didn't
I
watch.
thought he was gonna die too. I thought after saying that, I thought, damn, is Thor gonna die too?
You thought Thor was gonna die?
Every time someone connects with like a family member, like, and then when Iron Man was talking to his father, I was like, damn, they're gonna kill this nigga. They're really gonna kill this nigga in this movie.
Yeah.
So I see Thor talking to his mom. I'm like, fuck Thor too. Maybe it's because I'm so desensitized from shows. Whenever someone starts to,
get a lot of character development.
yeah, like that, I feel like they're gonna die.
You're right. It usually is the case, but it was kind of nice to see the mom with and even Natalie Portman. I
I'm
guess
surprised they brought her ass back.
they brought her in for seconds.
Even though it's pointless. Did she even? I don't think she even said it.
They didn't even show
I'm
her.
wondering if that was her. If it was just past footage. I
Maybe-
don't know.
I think it was past footage because they didn't even show him taking out the stone.
Yeah, they didn't show him taking it out.
So you think that was something that they would have to film?
Well, take out the ether or whatever.
The ether, yeah.
It was like a
That was something that they would have to film because that's not anything old. So that had to be an old film.
maybe. I don't know.
You might be right.
But yeah, I didn't see Dark World, so you guys can have more input on
Yeah.
that. Like,
But pretty much, yeah, she gets killed by Dark Elves like right after that, and then that's when Loki like snaps, and then they work together. So pretty much an hour from that conversation, she was gonna die.
That's all
But
that was.
but it was kind of nice seeing him have that heart to heart, and she knows shit, and she's just like, fuck it, whatever. But right before he goes, he had to get Mjolnir, and he's like, yes, I'm still worthy.
I was wondering, is he actually gonna use it? Why does he have two hammers?
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna use both. I knew that was a setup for something. I was like, damn, if he fucking gets it in this movie, if Cap gets it in this movie, I'm gonna lose my shit. So I was like, I can't.
Damn, you saw that coming?
Yeah,
I didn't see that
he
coming.
had the fucking
I didn't
it
see it
twitched.
Yeah, it twitched. It didn't move. It barely twitched.
And then when he got it, his reaction was, I knew it. Like, that was it.
when did it twitch?
In Ultron.
And Ultron. They were all at a party trying to lift it.
Yeah, they're all getting drunk and playing the sword in the stone, right? And then they're
Yeah.
all like, drunk. No one's paying attention. And then Cap does it, and it twitches like an inch.
Yeah.
And no one's paying attention except Thor. Thor
he's
kind of
like-
goes like, he raises his eyebrow and looks around, and no one else saw it.
Yeah.
So that just stayed with him.
Yeah.
So that's why when he grabbed it, he's like, I knew it. I knew I saw that shit.
Yeah, but how is he all of a sudden worthy?
I think he was always worthy, but he just didn't really give a shit.
Fighting himself and then winning. That's how you do it.
Oh, beating America's ass.
Yeah,
Got it.
beating
Yeah.
America's ass.
But okay, so they get the ether there, and then you have Hawkeye and Black Widow going for the Soul Stone.
And War Machine and what's
but,
this lady's name?
But War Machine, Scarlet Witch, right? Oh no, Nebula. You mean
Nebula? That's her fucking name.
Yeah.
I didn't get how well, you guys can go. Keep talking. I didn't get that Nebula, old Nebula and new Nebula had the same.
They have the same operating system, so they merge.
Yeah. Nebula always uses the same operating system, so she goes back in time. Now she's hooked up to that operating system. Or that that cloud
that
or
network,
whatever.
There you go. The cloud. That's probably the best way to put it.
That was just so weird, but I guess
she can't be on the future. That made sense to me.
Because they were out hunting the stones while that was going on. They just didn't go there. So
what didn't make sense is that she didn't fucking leave.
Who didn't leave?
Nebula.
Oh, well, she couldn't. Remember? She tried.
She tried, and then she tried to warn fucking... she started trying to use the radio to communicate people, and it's not working. And she's just like, you know what? Just fucking, I'm just going to stay here instead of teleporting the fuck out.
But she couldn't teleport, remember? It wasn't letting her.
I don't remember not... She did teleport because her head started hurting, and then they were like, I guess, accessing her shit, which is why she stopped teleporting.
She was about to teleport, and she didn't because her fucking chip got loose or some shit.
Yeah, her network started fucking.
Her network got fucked up.
She actually hit the button.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she hit the button. They hit the button at the same time, and suddenly she just started freaking out. I figured it just malfunctioned.
It could just malfunction because the other Nebula got it to work.
Yeah, I don't know.
She just didn't teleport. She was like, fuck this shit. But I don't know. That part just didn't make sense to me.
I kind of like how it was a throwback to Star-Lord doing his stupid fucking dance, and they just knock his ass out.
Like, oh, he's an idiot. Got it.
They're like, oh, he's a stupid Indiana Jones.
You hear him singing out loud and everything, and he's like, oh, okay.
I did like him hearing singing out loud.
Come and get your love. You actually get to hear.
Because in Guardians 1, it's such a cool scene, but then looking at it, you're like, clearly he is singing out loud.
So what they're saying,
and he sounds like a doofus.
Yeah, so they totally ruined that scene for everybody.
Yeah.
So now when they watch it, like, damn, it's so cool. And I was gonna be like, this dumbass over here going.
How did he get the stone in Guardians?
Like
he did like an Indiana Jones shit, basically.
It was something, he threw something at it that disabled the.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay. I don't remember
disabled
that part.
Yeah, she actually reached in and like fucking fucked up her arm.
Melting her shirt, and then they bonded because they're both freaks of nature.
Yeah,
that was kind of cute.
They're like, yeah, I'm fucked up too. I'm paralyzed from the waist down without my suit, which is crazy. Remember when he got out the suit and he just started like crawling? I'm like, damn.
Yeah, you kind of forget that he really can't move.
Oh, I forgot that he can't move.
Man,
in Civil War,
he got paralyzed.
He blasted out the fucking sky
by vision.
Shit, I forgot.
Yeah, from the waist down, he can't move.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot.
So he's always in that like bulky ass.
Yeah, like even in Civil War, you see it. He's in like some heavy like robotic pants.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much part of the War Machine. So when he got out of the suit completely at the end, he was just fucked.
He can't do shit. He really can't walk without.
Okay, I always see him standing. Oh, so he had like robotic legs to hold him up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
How'd you guys feel about who sacrificed himself for the Soul Stone?
I thought that was kind of dumb. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. When they were talking about it, and I knew somebody was gonna have to die, I was like, "Damn, I hope they fight for this." Because neither one of them wants the other one to die.
I actually loved when they were fighting for it.
I loved when they were fighting for it.
And the way she like tricked them into like doing, I was like, man, this is pretty badass. It just sucks one of them had to go, but it was pretty badass.
I thought
he was gonna go though.
I wanted him to go
because he had. I mean, every time I see a family, I assume you're the one that's gonna die.
I mean, he wanted to go too. It was just this chick. So
it makes more sense for her to go.
You think so? I mean,
he has something to come back to. She doesn't.
She does. Yeah. It's true. She didn't.
She's been living, like she said, she's been living for this moment to try and do something to bring everybody back.
Yeah. So,
but that was just so good. Just that little fight. It wasn't that long of a fight, but fuck.
No, it was good, and I actually felt it. I was like, damn, this. I was actually getting emotional in that part. I was like, all right, yeah, it's pretty. Good.
Yeah, but they did the fake out where like he actually jumps off, and I'm like, fuck, he did it.
Yeah.
And then she just grabs onto him and hooks him. I'm like, damn, she's good. She's really good at her job.
Yeah. She's really good at her job.
Damn. She's such a badass.
Yeah.
Which is confusing as to how they're going to do. She has a movie, right?
It's a prequel, I think.
It's got to be a prequel.
Like in the 90s or some shit.
Oh. Yeah. So they're going to DH her like they're DHing everybody these days?
So what would be really cool is, remember how they always take, like in Budapest. Remember they mentioned the Budapest thing like 3 different times? If they can actually do it and have him come out and do the Budapest
job, Marvel, they're gonna do Budapest.
Yeah, you just bring Hawkeye back, you bring her back, and then the rumor.
Budapest.
We don't know.
We don't know. It's
they just reference it.
Every time shit gets real, they're like in Budapest, right? And like, nah, this one's worse. And then there's the part where they're flying to get to the Soul Stone, and they're like, we're far away from Budapest.
I didn't realize they said it.
And I want to say in Age of Ultron, he said it another reference. So they mentioned it 3 different times, probably.
So you think what Budapest is gonna be?
It's gonna be some place where
Epic
shit
ass
got
mission,
weird.
yeah.
And the rumor is Taskmaster is gonna be the villain in that movie. That'd be badass.
I would love to see Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
Like keep it more low level. It doesn't need to get. You know, we always talk about the world doesn't always need to be at stake.
Yeah, well, those are always good movies in my opinion.
If they could just keep it very special forces. But anyway,
he has enough abilities where it's not gonna be too crazy.
But so they get the Soul Stone. So what stone were we missing right now?
I really thought though in this movie, I thought people could get pulled out of the Soul Stone, but
I thought
with
so
her
too.
death, I really don't think that's possible.
No.
She did.
I thought they were gonna bring back Gamora,
Yeah,
like their Gamora.
right. I was gonna say technically yes, but not exactly.
Yeah,
It seems like.
And the Mind
dead.
Stone was Loki's staff. That was the other one that they actually got.
Right.
I completely forgot that until this movie. That's where they got the Mind Stone from.
Yeah, that's how they made Vision. Because we don't remember Age of Ultron too well because it's one of that one in Dark World are one of the forgettable ones.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So they go back to the 70s, and then Tony's having his heart-to-heart with his dad, which is really cool because
It's a
they
good
brought
scene,
back the actor.
It's a really good
it was
And
a
they
good
brought back the actor that played as Jarvis for the Peggy Carter show.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
in the show.
They brought back somebody from a show.
Yep.
Was he ever in the movies before?
No, he was only in the Peggy Carter show.
That's insane.
Yeah, he was the chauffeur for young Stark. Because remember, they had a totally different actor for the really young Stark.
Yeah.
And then he ends up being Jarvis is the one that helps her throughout the whole show. So he's the other main character in the show.
So this is the first time they brought somebody from a show into the movies?
Yeah,
Yeah, technically. Yeah.
technically.
I don't think that would ever happen. You know who wasn't in the movies? Coulson.
No, because technically they're still following he's dead. Because I guess the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show isn't canon. At least they want to pretend it isn't.
It isn't canon.
They're pretending it isn't. But Lady Sif comes out like
The show isn't canon?
apparently it isn't. Even though it references the movies constantly, but the movies have never referenced the show. Until Quake comes out in Avengers, it's not going to be canon in my eyes.
Well,
But then they bring a Jarvis from the... Oh, but that's Agents... No, that's Carter, sorry.
But Carter does tie in with S.H.I.E.L.D., so it's his own little thing. But yeah.
It's all confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go back into the 70s. Cap sees his boom. And that's where he starts thinking, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. I
Yeah.
don't need y'all niggas.
Yeah, he sees her. That was a good scene. He brings that back. And then it pretty much shows his dad like, damn. Because, he felt like shit for Bucky, killing the dad. He didn't really get a chance to say his goodbyes or have a heart-to-heart. So
Yeah.
here he got to have that second chance again.
Talk about his kid.
Like, man, they were talking. He was holding the flowers for him and everything. Like, they were really at it. And then you see
Yeah.
Steve Rogers like, come on, man, we got to go. And he's like, no, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking to my dad.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And when it feels like when he does finally like forgive his dad. Because
Right.
He had all that fucking resentment for years and years.
yeah, because you kind of see it from his dad's side. Like his dad is pretty much scared as fuck to be a father.
His
Right.
dad doesn't know what he's doing.
No, doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he didn't know. And he was just all in his work. Like, it pretty much made it all make sense. Because if you watch the previous ones, you're like, man, his dad was a prick. But you look at it now, it's like, hey, he's just doing what he can.
Right.
That was good. No, those are good scenes. And it was definitely a setup for him going out.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. Man.
He had way too much character development in one movie.
Yeah. So then they all come back at the same time because even though they were gone for a certain amount of time, they all jump back to the same point in time, and that's when you got fake Nebula.
Yeah, fake Nebula comes back somehow, some way. And also
Yeah, 'cause she got the
teleports
gold-
them back.
Yeah, she did some weird tracking. Well, she stole Pym particles.
But don't they have to have a suit? They have to have a special design to travel through time, which is why they have the time travel
The
suits.
quantum suits.
So is Thanos' ship just time travel ready?
That's a good question. Maybe.
I guess so.
As long as they were in the ship.
So
when
why
they
has he never time traveled before?
Comic book movie, bro. Don't explain shit.
It's true.
Okay. I thought you guys were gonna solve that plot hole. for me.
Nah.
Okay, got it.
Well, yeah, the ship is it's trained. It's built to go through the vacuum of space. So
it's
it can go through the
quantum realm
vacuum-
ready.
It can go through the vacuum of the quantum realm.
Yeah.
As long as they're in there.
Yeah.
You might be right.
It comes with leather seats and quantum realm physics ready.
Damn, leather seats too?
Yeah.
Shit. You got the
Both-
upgraded model?
Both stereo.
I can just hear all that squeaking when they're sitting down. Every time Thanos sits down,
I guess that makes sense. Another part. Okay, so they get back.
they get back, and Gamora's there, like angry Gamora, or actually pre-Star-Lord Gamora.
Yeah.
Pre
But
fall
they're
in love.
deciding who's gonna use the
Oh, the gauntlet. That's
The
it. Who's gonna-
gauntlets.
and the only one that's strong enough,
Is Hulk.
which
Yeah.
makes sense.
of course.
Yeah.
Who was the other one that wanted to do it though?
Thor.
I was like, I got this, and everybody's like,
you can't even stand up, dude.
Yeah,
right? Aren't you drunk right now? What are you talking about?
He's gonna take 3 shots and go, yeah, I'm just gonna snap my fingers.
But yeah, they do it. They bring everybody back.
Right.
Then
They bring back, but it took a while for everyone to get there.
Yeah, it did
not
too.
really, because Hawkeye's wife called him. Apparently, she still had her phone.
yeah,
The
yeah.
service was still on. He never got that shit disconnected.
Right.
That shit was crazy to me. Where did she come back
You
from?
never canceled this after 5 years.
What? This nigga is traveling the world and
He's
still
got the
paying her
same
fucking
phone
bills.
number?
You still
man.
pay $8 a month? Like,
That shit was
Damn,
insane.
and you know what's even crazy? He's probably playing the family plan.
that is you're so fucking right.
That shit didn't make any sense to me. But whatever.
He's probably calling just so you can hear like the voicemail over and over.
Yeah, but
people do that.
Yeah,
You know
but,
people do that shit.
but he's also paying for her phone. Because how does she call him?
I don't know, man.
But he's paying to keep her phone alive so he can hear the
But he's
voicemail.
been
Like
traveling the world killing people. Why does he have a cell phone?
And-
And why does he have the same? Just in case she comes back, he has the same. That shit doesn't make sense.
You know, part you were referencing. You're referencing Breaking Bad, huh?
which one?
In Breaking Bad, Jesse Pinkman does that.
Yeah. I think I thought it was a bunch of movies that show that do that. I'm
okay.
talking about some. Oh yeah, he does do that a lot.
does do that,
He does that
yeah.
a lot actually. Now that I think about it, because he couldn't get over her.
He couldn't get over it, does it? But yeah. So after the snap, everyone's like, "Oh, they're all coming back," and I thought Ant-Man was goner, dude.
I thought he was a goner.
When he went right to that window and just boom, I was like, "Oh,
But on the second time,
You see him?
I don't know how he.
You see him go small?
Yeah, you see him go small.
no shit, that was awesome."
On the second, the second
That's
time I watched it,
quick.
he goes.
Damn,
That's
quick.
quick as. It blows up, and as it's blowing up, he's shrinking.
Yeah, quick
I
ass
don't know
reflexes.
if maybe it has like a defense
I
mechanism.
don't know. Would
like
that make
that
it worse? Because like then the glass is like bigger than your body. Like
I don't. Honestly, I still don't get how that suit works. That he gets smaller and stronger at the same time.
well, no, he keeps his strength.
does he though? Because when
He's
he gets
stronger. I feel like he's stronger
huge-
when he's small.
When he got huge though, he got stronger. Because obviously he's lifting a building and shit when he's fucking huge.
Right.
Yeah.
He broke through the ground when he was.
But I feel like
big.
he's not that good of a fighter at normal size. When he shrinks, all of a sudden he's flipping and throwing people left and right. I feel like he's stronger when he's. I don't know.
I think agree. I think whenever he changes size, he
His
has
strength?
to be. He has to be stronger. Big or small, he has to be stronger.
Yeah.
Comic book physics. We all know
Yeah,
how
man,
that
I don't
works.
ask too many questions because whatever. It looks good on screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as that shit blows up, he shrinks.
It was crazy though, but everyone was getting fucking destroyed. Like they just nuked the whole thing from orbit. Everyone's getting fucked up. Hulk is holding up a whole building. Everyone's like drowning and
One
dying
crippled ass arm.
with his one crippled ass
With his
arm.
strong. He had a fucking strong arm.
strong hand. That fucking raisin brand arm. That shit was.
Raisin brand arm.
That shit looks disgusting. Yeah.
I'm like, when's that shit gonna heal? Ain't you supposed to heal? And it's just still there.
I thought. Anyways,
He,
yeah, I
he
thought
had it
was
in a
fast
sling.
healer.
But yeah, that's when you see Rhodey pop out to try and survive, and you know, and then, yeah, shit was getting crazy.
They're drowning.
And
Hawkeye's running from those. Grabs the glove and starts
Yeah.
running from those things.
but what I fucking loved about that part was that Thanos showed up, just posts up,
He's like, all right.
and he doesn't let his army out. He just sits there and waits for the Trinity to come out.
He knows what's gonna happen.
Man, that shit was so fucking epic, dude. I'm like, man, it's gonna suck
It's
to
just
see you
like
go.
when they're walking and you like see Thor just looking down and you're like, oh fuck, it's about to happen.
Yeah,
And they get down there and they're walking towards him.
he's sitting down with his helmet off, just what's up?
Like
And
waiting.
starts monologuing.
Yeah, he's
They're not
monologuing.
gonna interrupt that shit. That shit sounds great. They know better.
We're like, read us a bedtime story, Uncle Thanos.
God.
Yeah, well, he was basically saying like, "Oh, this time I'm gonna." What do you say? I'm gonna destroy all of you, basically.
Right, he pretty much said, I fucked up. I thought that with half of you alive, you'd thrive, but I gotta, but pretty much,
I can't let y'all remember shit.
you can't remember
I
exactly.
gave y'all a good thing and y'all still mad?
Yeah.
All right, I got something for all y'all.
Pretty much, I gave you guys this present, and you spit it back at me.
Ungrateful bastard.
Yeah, you ungrateful little shits. I'm gonna nuke everyone. Start it all from scratch.
And then he slowly puts on his helmet and
Oh
they're
yeah,
not doing anything.
I remember he wanted to play God. He wanted to destroy everything, then create his own
And then
world.
create it again.
That
With no memory of.
with no memory, and that people are grateful for him. Basically, they make him a god. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was fucking psycho and awesome.
I mean,
it was
he did see himself get his head chopped off, so he
That's
might
true.
hold a little. He did hold a little grudge. He's gonna
Oh, no,
enjoy it
yeah.
this time.
Oh, he definitely. Yeah, he did say, he's like, you guys, because I remember in the first movie, the movie before this, he kind of referenced like it's nothing personal. Like he was pretty much
It's just what has to be done.
But in this one, he's like, I'm gonna enjoy this. Like,
It's just, sounds
yeah.
really good.
And he got out the double blade from the comic. I was like, oh shit.
and he starts beating their fucking asses.
Look, no hesitation, just
And
own.
I don't know, man. Thor had 2 fucking hammers.
But remember, he's drunk and fat still.
Yeah.
But he has 2.
Even with Odin Force, because he got the Odin Force, he's still. It's not like he got
Does
the Odin.
he?
Yeah, he had Odin Force. It's not like he had an 8-pack after that. He was still a
I
slouch.
feel like Cap had the Odin Force. I don't know what Loki had.
Or Thor had, yeah.
I mean, Loki. What Thor had? Why did I say Loki?
Yeah. Well, that was one of the moments where my girl was like, "What the fuck? This doesn't make any sense." So when Cap finally gets it, and he just starts whooping his ass, and then he actually does like the lightning strikes. My girl was like, "Wait, the hammer gives you the powers?" I thought Thor was just a god of thunder.
The same thing.
Right. And I thought that too, but I remember in Jason Aaron's run of Thor, they pretty much say that it was a retcon that the hammer.
Oh, you're right. There's a storm trapped inside the hammer.
That's it. And that's why Jane Foster had the powers.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah,
it worked in the comics.
Exactly, it worked in the comics. So, but only because of that did I say that's not a plot hole. But my girl straight up was like, doesn't make any sense. I'm like, you're kind of right. And then I remember the comic. I'm like, no.
It makes perfect sense. There's a storm inside the hammer.
Yeah, they didn't explain it in the movie, sure, but it doesn't matter. There's always Thor 4.
But he seemed to be using it a lot better than Thor was.
Man, he was like,
Man, with that shit in the fucking shield.
especially when he hit it, and he would do like the little tricks with he hits the shield, and the shield's
with the
vibranium
hammer,
like bounce back.
That shit. I mean, it's hard to keep track of sometimes, but it just looked really good on screen.
Yeah, he definitely, man. Thor really got shitted on in this movie, but
I mean, he was out of shape, so it's like,
he really got shit on. Like the ones that were really thriving was Tony Stark and Cap. Like those two, the pretty much the Batman Superman combo. Essentially, they were thriving.
That's why I thought like Hulk was gonna shine, but he was kind of
no, yeah, he was just kind of there.
Yeah,
Like
I forgot he even came out in the
end.
last battle. Yeah.
So they focused on the main 6, but they focused even more on the main 2.
Yeah.
Like essentially. And
That
man,
makes sense though.
Dude, the theater fucking erupted when he got that hammer.
Oh,
I felt like everyone simultaneously jizzed themselves. Like
I did too. I was
right there. Oh my! That shit was amazing.
I didn't see that coming at all. Like I was like, oh shit.
I'm right there. I didn't see that coming.
as soon as I saw it wiggling, I was like, it's gonna
I
happen.
thought Thor was calling it back because it's his hammer.
Damn, that was a Force Awakens moment too.
Damn, where he becomes a Jedi.
Yeah.
That shit was so good. But then, even with the power of the hammer, he's still getting his ass handed to him.
They both got they
Iron
all
Man
got
gets
wrecked.
knocked out. Who was it? Thor gets knocked out, and then it's just Cap. And then he starts monologuing again, and then his army comes out. And I'm like, fuck, what is Cap gonna do now?
Yeah. And
There's nothing left to do.
Cap just zips up the shield and he's like, let's go.
Let's go. And then that part where we're like, who is it?
It was Falcon.
Falcon, where he says on your left.
On your left.
That should touch my soul. I was like, what? That's
Wait.
such a random callback though.
Yeah, that is a little on your left.
But it felt, I don't know, it just felt right.
Yeah. I thought you hate Anthony Mackie.
Until he said on your left.
Oh.
I love this guy. This is what I needed for Anthony Mackie. After that,
Man,
that was amazing.
All this shit he talked about Falcon.
No, he's a great Falcon. I take everything back.
But it's funny because it said on your left and it's fucking Wakanda Forever coming out. And I'm like, where's
Where are
Anthony
you?
Mackie? And I'm like, did you guys confuse black people real quick? Or like, I mean, like that was my reaction. Everyone was like, whoa, Wakanda. And some guy in the back yelled, Wakanda Forever. And I'm like, but
Yeah, I heard that shit.
But where's Falcon? And then he comes sipping by. I'm like, all right. there
You're
we
the
go.
only person that was asking for Falcon. Now that you say it, it makes a lot of sense. But I wasn't worried about that. It was Wakanda Forever, man. What's wrong with you?
That was a big moment though. Whenever you see
That was a big
everyone coming
moment.
through the portals and shit, like, oh shit.
Get
Like,
this
Because
man.
and it was literally everyone. Like,
Yeah. Everyone.
It's because Cap had you could tell Cap had really nothing left.
No, he was just going to charge there and die.
Yeah.
he's gonna Dion it up right quick.
Yeah.
And there was no music. It was all like
Yeah.
real quiet.
Yeah,
so like you could really feel that
Just
scene.
Black Panther. Get this man a hammer.
I would have died if he said that. But then everybody comes out.
And then there's the typical one side versus one side. And then I know the crowd drowned it out because our crowd was like fucking nuts. But the part where he goes, Avengers, assemble. We actually I didn't hear him say assemble because everyone at that point was already,
Oh,
like, dude.
I heard him at least.
All I heard was Avengers. and then a battle scene, and I'm like, I saw his lips move. I want to say he said assemble.
He said assemble. Damn, they drowned out the.
No, they drowned it out.
My crowd at least waited for the assemble.
No, they went Avengers. Everyone already started like they were graduation day, just tossing their shit in the air. I was like, the movie ain't over yet, guys.
Yo, that's hilarious.
The credits could have rolled at that part, and everyone just would have said 10-10.
Cause that was those were probably the best moments. Him lifting the hammer and then him saying assemble, that part, those
And
are the
they
best
all
moments
come through. Yeah, that was pretty.
So what you're trying to say is Cap is the best part of this movie?
I would say so.
I still give it to Tony.
Okay.
It was his plan, really.
Yeah, just for the send off, for sure.
I feel like top three is like Cap, Tony, versus Hulk.
So
Cap, Tony, and then Cap and Tony together are my top three.
yeah, Cap, Tony, then Cap and Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then everyone gets in, everyone gets their licks in, everyone's got a
It's just
scene.
when everybody starts coming back, and then just when because I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Yeah. Just as soon he didn't even come out yet. I was with somebody and I like start grabbing her. Oh shit, he's on his way. She's like, let go of me. I forgot where I was, and then just him swinging, the crowd started going crazy again. But I don't know, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. That shit was so good.
And then he's like, "Hey, Mr. Stark," and then you just start.
I love
and you
the
started
character
crying.
interactions. Even it's crazy to do that shit in the middle of a fucking battle for your lives.
Yeah.
That shit was really good.
The world is ending, but Mr. Stark, everything's okay. You're all right.
I just got back. Doctor Strange was talking. I was like, damn, he really is a fanboy, isn't he?
You're the wizard with the portal thing.
That shit was so funny.
And then it's just Mike just bawling.
Was I the only one?
I thought it was cute. That was funny.
That was good.
He does such a good job portraying that.
Honestly, I thought, after a while, I thought they were doing it a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone got their moment. Well,
But Peter Parker kept getting moments with Tony Stark. Like, I get it.
I love that they fucking brought in Rescue, Pepper Potts.
I really didn't expect them.
I didn't see that coming.
I love that. And someone next to me was like, when did she learn how to fucking fly? I think
Who cares when she learned
And
how
I'm
to
like,
fly?
in the 5 years after.
That's true.
You had plenty of time. And you already saw her fight in part 3.
But she said she doesn't like to wear what he makes her.
Right. But you know.
Still,
I
love seeing Rescue.
At first, it was there was so much going on, and at first, when I first saw her, I was like, "Who is that?" Couldn't even put it together.
Oh, you didn't realize it was Pepper Potts?
I was just like,
it could have been War Machine. That's the thing. It could have been War Machine.
I was like, this one. No, I saw a woman. I just didn't know who it was. It happened so fast. I was just like, is
So
this
she took the
somebody?
mask off, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Is this somebody from a different dimension? Who the fuck? I don't know. I was just
bro.
so lost for because there's so much happening.
Once I saw her come down, like, fuck, she has a fucking suit.
Different dimension. You think Nicolas Cage is going to come out?
Be Superman?
I don't understand this Rubik's Cube, but
It's Ghost Rider.
I'm going to figure it out.
They don't have a Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Yeah, they do in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's not canon.
It's not canon.
That's not canon. No, but just seeing everybody else good. They had, what's his name, meet this new Gamora.
Oh, yeah. And then get kicked in the nuts because he's like, hey, I love you.
So here's a like not to jump forward, but when Iron Man snaps, he's thinking about taking away like Thanos' team.
Yes, except Gamora, obviously.
Is she still there?
She's still there.
Cause I would thought she would have got snapped.
No, she's still there.
I thought she would have got dusted.
No, it didn't show her get dusted. Okay,
He doesn't know that she's a good guy.
He doesn't know that though. He doesn't know that about her that she's actually good.
Right. But okay, so
She
they
should've
didn't,
got dusted.
they didn't really show her after that, and
So,
I know Star-Lord technically looks for her and it says missing, but I kind of took it that she just ran away
That's what I took it as too.
because I think Guardians 3 is going to be them finding her, or as Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because you know
Guardians.
you got Thor there.
And I love Thor taking over the ship though.
Well, what did you guys think of the girl power moment where suddenly every single female character suddenly
right
got
next to
together?
each other?
It was right next to each other somehow.
I didn't notice it until like 5 seconds after it was happening.
Oh no, I noticed from the get go.
As soon as, because she was surrounded by women, I was like, oh, so they're just going to keep coming?
Because I saw Captain Marvel fighting. I'm like, fuck yeah. And then when Thanos does the headbutt and she just doesn't budge, I'm like, oh shit. And you see a few more girls come in. I'm like, all right, cool. But then Wasp comes in there. I'm like, Wasp, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Don't do Wasp like that, man.
What are you going to do, Wasp? Tell me what you're going to do. You're going to do nothing. You're going to fly.
She's going to shrink and get stronger and sting people.
Everyone else there made sense. Even Okoye made sense with her vibranium weapons. But Wasp, what the fuck are you doing?
Girl power.
That was useless. Because she can't get big like Ant-Man can.
Hey, man.
Ant-Man,
They needed all of them.
Ant-Man popped out of the mansion and just started fucking...
Don't let Mike be on the right side of history on this one, man. Girl power all the way, man.
Girl power.
I didn't even know notice, honestly, until like 5 seconds in. I was like, it's kind of cheesy.
So here's
the same way I was grabbing her when Spider-Man came out. When all the girls, she started grabbing me.
Yeah.
And she yelled out girl power.
Oh, no, my girl was like, and I looked at her and I'm like, I get it. Yeah, my girl got pissed I said that. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the scene. But it just felt really forced. I'm like, how did these people...
absolutely forced.
Yeah, of course.
All of a sudden, they just all gathered around.
But they all just stopped fighting over there.
There were no guys around them at all?
Yeah, no.
Not even... Okay.
Yeah, but here's the reason why... Yeah, it kind of took me out of the movie for a minute because I knew it was forced. But at the same time, it's fan service moments. And that's all this movie's about. This movie's just nothing but fan service. Yeah. Like, we got...
fan service that... I mean, if you don't think about it too much, it all works.
Yeah.
There's tons of moments where people were probably like, of course, Cap with Mjolnir doing the lightning is fan service up the wazoo for sure.
It really shouldn't be working, but it's absolutely fan service.
So I accept all of that. It just took me out of the movie for a moment because I knew it was trying to put it in there. But honestly, they're all those were awesome scenes.
Right.
And something I always like about these big team up movies is when they do team ups that you never expected. So when I saw like War Machine and Rocket like come together and they're like obliterating everybody with their and then of course all the girls are
getting
do a really
good job with doing team ups.
Team ups that you never expect. You're like, damn, these are pretty fucking good.
It's one of the best things that Marvel does in terms of like
and then
cinematography is team ups.
Fucking Valkyrie coming out too. I thought that was awesome. Valkyrie and her little Pegasus.
On this random where'd that horse come from?
That's her
from Asgard.
That's her horse.
Yeah.
Was that in the movie?
That's in Thor 3.
Yeah,
that horse is in Thor 3.
Yeah,
I don't remember it.
In the flashbacks that I remember, I don't remember it being after.
The Valkyries have those things.
Yeah, and they all got fucking killed. But
she's the only one.
How does she still have one?
I mean, who knows, man?
She's the only one. Maybe she kept her horse.
Okay, so they didn't have it in Thor 3. In Thor 3, they showed it in the past.
In the past, they showed.
She didn't presently have one.
No, she didn't.
So she just okay.
Yeah. But wait, where did they get all the other Pegasuses? Maybe she just went back and got that.
Maybe
to the ranch.
It's been 5 years. Maybe she just,
it's been 5 years and half of the Asgardians are dead. Yeah. It's not like they got more people to work with.
Well, maybe in that ship there was a whole stable of horses and they only killed
the ship that they blew up.
No, they only killed half of the horses. Remember? They only killed half of them. And they left on escape things.
No, but Thanos destroyed that. Oh, they didn't leave on escape pod.
So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, there was one horse in the escape pod.
They put this horse in an escape pod, claustrophobic horse.
And maybe Valkyrie was on it. And
can you imagine that escape pod? Like, there's like horse that must have been panicking.
Yeah, the horse doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
No, because that horse is trained for battle. Come on, Orlando.
Shit and feathers everywhere. Everywhere. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I hope Valkyrie wasn't in that fucking escape pod for real.
So,
I did like Spider-Man.
Of course you did.
Black Panther running around with the fucking glove.
And then, it was Black Panther, Spidey. They were pretty much doing like a football.
Yeah. And Spidey had his little, what was it, insta-kill mode?
Oh, yeah.
Can we turn that shit on?
Oh yeah.
So it's fucking wrecking those things.
I actually want to see it again, but I can almost like see that he was closing his eyes while it was doing that. Like he went instant kill mode and started stabbing everybody, and I could have sworn he closed his eyes like, oh no, like he didn't want to see.
Yeah, I don't know.
If they add that would be so cool.
Yeah,
it would make sense though.
Yeah, he's like, oh God, I'm so sorry.
But then he was swinging around and getting like help from everybody. I don't know.
I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah.
And then that's when Thanos turns on that. Scarlet Witch. Fucking Thanos up.
Yo, she did a fucking bang up job.
Because in the comics, she really is, if not the most overpowered, one of the most overpowered characters.
So even though as depowered as she is in the movies,
right, she still was able to fucking wreck things.
She wrecked him.
He had no choice but to turn on that fucking ship.
Her and Captain Marvel are at that level, honestly. So seeing them fight Thanos, that made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Especially when Captain Marvel came in just to blow up a ship and headbutt Thanos.
Because that ship was destroying everybody.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, she is the equivalent power-wise of Superman.
That's Superman, yeah.
So there's a reason why they didn't put her in most of the movie. If not, this shit would have been over.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It makes sense. And I'm kind of glad that, because the thing is,
there would be no conflict with her in the whole movie.
They were hyping up Captain Marvel since forever now.
Who's
not
they?
Forever.
Not Marvel.
I mean, but
people made it seem like she was the answer to Thanos.
Yeah, she was the answer. Yeah.
So because of that, I thought it was gonna be. I literally thought once we saw her right at the beginning, I thought this was gonna be mostly a Captain Marvel movie, especially at the end. Like I thought.
I'm glad it wasn't.
I'm glad it wasn't.
I didn't think so because I knew it was gonna be the original Avengers for the most part. I thought she would probably be like a savior towards the end or something.
Which she was.
She
definitely was.
Yeah, they needed that boost.
Without her, they wouldn't have destroyed that ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit would have killed everybody.
She went right through it. Which is crazy. I feel like they depowered the shit out of Thor, but again, Thor wasn't in the best shape.
Yeah, he was.
Because I'm just remembering that scene in Avengers 1 where he stands on top of the building and he just starts doing a lightning storm that starts it starts blowing up all the ships going in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where was that?
Yeah, but like he is like
he's depowered.
He's super depowered.
Probably going through PTSD, meeting Thanos again. He just hearing the name, he got the shakes.
What?
Yeah.
So just imagine. I did like how when he went into Odin Force, his beard got like braided.
Yeah, all of a sudden it braided itself.
I'm like, all right, you straight out of the season 3 of Vikings. I see you.
That shit was good.
So then where we're at now?
We're pretty much at what you know.
Captain Marvel comes in and starts saving the day.
Well, they're pretty much wrestling for the gauntlet at this point.
I love that scene too, though.
They're all wrestling.
Everybody's doing everything they can to try and get that fucking gauntlet, and Thanos is still beating not beating everyone's ass,
but he's pretty much holding.
He's a better fighter than them.
Oh, for sure. And then you see Doctor Strange, who's preoccupied with like the tidal wave heading towards him. So he can, but he gives Tony the look like,
it's go time.
I like
he
how
pretty much said Endgame, baby.
I like how basically before that he asked him like, oh, how does it end? He's like, if I tell you, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And the reason why is because if I tell you that you have to sacrifice yourself, it's not gonna happen. So
right. Yeah, he would have come up with other ways.
Exactly.
So that's why when he gave him the look, he's like,
you have to do it. Yeah.
Fuck it. So when he grabbed it, dude, I loved when he did it. He just goes, I am Iron Man. Fuck yeah, dude.
That was a great scene.
Call back to Iron Man 1, I guess.
Oh my God, so
also
good.
declares he's Iron Man. Yeah, it was really good.
Nuked the shit out of his fucking arm and face.
His face was fucked up.
I was like, yeah, you're dead.
But I love the fact that he dusted Thanos and his entire army.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect revenge.
Even the way Thanos like got dusted, he still had the slow Peter Parker like dust.
Yeah.
Where he just he had a moment to like sit there for a minute and kind of go like,
he's like, fuck. Right.
You got me.
Damn, checkmate. And then he just.
It must be
even in his death, he died gracefully.
Because like
Thanos is so good.
When
man.
Peter Parker got banished, he felt funny. So I guess Thanos must have felt like a rumbling in his stomach, like. Fuck.
Can you imagine if people started talking like that? I feel weird. That would have been horrible.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
I love that scene. He improvised that, right? Is that what they said? I think he improvised that.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then they were like, spider sense. Yeah. The spider sense is why he didn't feel good. Yeah. Retcon.
All right, that didn't make any sense.
Right.
But it didn't make any sense because he should have been able to dodge everything with the fucking spider sense when he was going with the gloves, even like the fucking lasers from the sky.
Oh, yeah.
He just kind of.
I mean, his spider sense must be going fucking insane. He must have been going.
That's true. Spider sense.
Yeah, it's way too much sensory overload at that point. Like he could have
right.
focused on what was going on.
But I just thought that was awesome. And then, what a freaking... So really, the permanent deaths is just Black Widow and Tony Stark and Vision from the last movie.
Basically.
That's pretty much
I forgot all about Vision.
Yeah. And then I guess,
Thank God, I never liked Vision.
Technically, Gamora was a permanent death, but they retconned it in a way with bringing back her other self, just...
Old Gamora.
Just pre-love.
Yeah.
So from scratch. So they're probably just setting her up back to be more of like a badass warrior, like she is originally, like just straight, like just killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I thought I was fucking awesome. Everyone in the theater was like fucking quiet when he started dying.
Yeah.
And everyone's doing in their final words. Pepper's just like, you did good. Like that's it. Just straight up like,
that's it.
You got this. I was like, fuck.
He's not saying anything. He's quiet, right? He's like pretty much dead.
He didn't say anything.
He's pretty much dead.
His last words were, I am Iron Man. After that, he was just like done. He was just dying. And people were just saying their last goodbyes. That was it.
Yeah, I did like that. Because at points, it looked like he wasn't even, it looked like it's like you say your goodbyes, but you're not saying it for them, you're saying it for yourself. Because it looked like he wasn't even listening. It looked
he didn't have anything left.
It looked like he was already gone. Like, yo, I'm not even here. Like, you know?
Yo, that shit took everything out of him.
Yeah, so it's kind of sad because, like, I guess if you ever seen, like, someone pass away like that, like, you know they're not, like, coherent. Like,
right. They're not.
The goodbye is for you, not for... and I felt like the audience even, like, had that moment where, like, they're saying that... I think it was crying. I'm pretty sure I've heard, like, a few...
Oh, dude. There were girls in the row in front of me. They were like, like actual. I was like, damn, they're getting that.
And it's like what I said. Like, imagine if they're like in their if they're like in their early 20s, like they saw this shit. Like if they weren't watching, started watching this shit when they were like 10.
Yeah. There's no one else besides Tony Stark to do this role. So that was.
But just to think, like where we've come like 10 years ago, like people in 10 years, people would be crying over Iron Man in the theaters.
Yeah, like
You
bawling.
can never see that coming.
Like bawling, dude. People in our theater were a mess.
That shit,
fucking
because like
mess.
it really did touch you though.
Oh
Yeah.
no, for sure.
Just to
I
know
was
what he
like,
gave up to save everybody.
Yeah. Especially when you found out he had his perfect family.
Yeah,
So
he
that
literally
was-
had the dream basically for him. From where he came from. He literally had
man.
it all.
And just think of his transformation as just the Tony Stark from the first Iron Man to the Tony Stark now.
Right, the one that would just make money off of the weapons.
Super
And I mean,
Josh.
sure, he didn't know he was doing the weapons with the other side, but yeah,
still, he's
he
still
was,
an arrogant. I mean, he's still arrogant.
he
He's
was
still
always there,
arrogant.
but he wasn't selfish anymore.
Yeah.
He was still arrogant. He was still an asshole, but he wasn't selfish. Like literally, he did that. He gave it for everybody.
so good.
So man, that was awesome. And then you get like your epilogue now, where everyone starts. You get New Asgard. Thor doesn't want to be a part of it. He just wants to go off and like find himself with the Guardians.
He gives it to Valkyrie. She's
gives
pretty
it-
much.
yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because there's no other main character in Asgard. So
Right.
yeah, give it to her.
Yeah.
It just felt weird. Like,
Her of all people.
yeah.
But
there is
honestly,
no-
to me, it makes sense if it was Lady Sif, but Lady Sif is totally missing because
Yeah.
the actress is in a show right now. So
there's no other big characters. I think it's weird for her to have it, but there's no other big characters
Mm-hmm.
in Asgard. So who else?
she makes sense though. I actually would be very curious to see her pop up in another movie on the side, and then to finally get her solo film, at least with like whatever they're gonna do with Asgard in the future. Who
Right.
knows what they're gonna do with that? But I'm very curious to see if maybe Guardians 3 will be Asgardians, and then it'll have him in it. That'd be kind of cool.
I think they're gonna have him in it for sure.
That'd be really cool. And then you got Cap, who has to go back in time to drop off all of the.
So what Cap does, in my opinion, is pretty fucking selfish. Like he goes.
What's selfish about it?
So you leave fucking Bucky in the current time? You don't think Bucky got like some love interest he wants to go back to too?
No, man, he's brainwashed. He ain't got shit.
You don't
No,
think,
man.
I don't know, dude. You
Bucky ain't got shit in the past.
take your boyfriend with you, like the fuck,
Nah,
and
he's
go
out of that
live.
nigga. He
All
needs
right,
to
all right,
look
all
What you talking about?
Let's just put it this way: Bucky and Cap are both from the present. Who the what kind of woman did Bucky ever talk about? Cap does not shut up about Peggy. He's got a photo of Peggy.
Right,
Takes
of
everywhere.
course.
Does
But I'm
Bucky
saying,
have one of
But you
those?
think you for sure, Bucky probably had friends or family in the past.
Bucky ain't got shit.
And you know that the homoerotic tension that they got going on, you would think he would say, "Yo, Buck, I'm
It was
actually
all
gonna,
on Bucky's side.
I'm actually gonna fucking leave. Like, come with me,
Nah.
and I'm gonna have my homeboy and my girl."
I'm
Nah, they're gonna talk him out of it. If he said, "I'm gonna stay back there," they're gonna be like, "Nah, don't do it."
gonna tell you right now why they didn't do that. Because Disney Plus has them on a show together. There's Winter Soldier and the Falcon getting a show together.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
they're
know.
showing it.
Yeah, they're getting a show together.
on
I
Disney
just thought
Plus.
that was weird. I
I just
just
get rid of that Winter Soldier. I still don't like him.
yeah, I just thought it was
You don't
weird
like Winter
because
Soldier?
I haven't liked him from the same way I used to feel about Anthony Mackie, who has redeemed himself.
for
It's the
that,
same way I currently feel about
just
Bucky.
because of one line on the left, that's
That
it.
shit was amazing.
So how did you feel about? Well, okay. So he comes back.
Oh, I know what you're gonna ask.
Yeah. So he actually doesn't come back. He just ages his way. He pretty much
Which
just
doesn't make sense.
No. He doesn't age his way. He. I think what happens is that 'cause
no. He waits.
I think it's an alternate timeline.
he goes
'cause
the long way.
Dude, he goes back and then creates an alternate timeline because then you live that other timeline.
No. So here's the thing. Remember when Peggy
He
Carter?
should have gone back and created an
So
alternate timeline.
I think he does create an alternate timeline. Like,
Then why is he there?
why is he there?
He jumps. He has. He has.
He doesn't
When?
have on the suit.
When did he jump back? He's supposed to jump back in that spot.
I think he uses like one of the pink particles to jump back to 2023.
Right, in that same spot, which
In
he
the-
You
never
have
did.
to jump back through the machine though.
Maybe he jumped back a little bit previously and changed clothes.
But they would have seen him come back through the machine that they're operating.
I don't know.
Because they always have to bring him back.
So here's a theory that everyone's saying online, but it's also really weird when you think about it. But hold on. So Peggy Carter died in Winter Soldier, right? Right? No, she died in Civil War. But he meets her in Winter Soldier. She's actually married. He never got to see her husband.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. It can't be Cap.
You already know where I'm going with this. So what they're saying, this is a theory, that Cap did go back. And he went back to the 70s. Back to the moment, whatever, where he was with her.
Yeah.
Got with her, married her, and then just stayed undercover because when the world was at going to at stake, he knew that his
Didn't he
alternate
try to
self.
date her descendant? Her
That's where it gets weird. So this is that's where it gets weird because that's the like grand niece.
Cap is a sick fuck. If that theory is true.
So wait, so what happens?
Okay, so he actually does get with Peggy Carter, and they do have a kid.
You're thinking about current timeline.
No, in the past.
No, I'm talking about in the past. I'm talking about it had happened already. This is a loop.
Okay, you think it's a loop?
Yeah.
I think it's an alternate timeline.
Wait,
it's a loop.
You think it's the loop theory?
Yeah, it's a loop theory that he did it already.
No, but do you believe that theory?
Yeah, with that one. Yeah.
Huh? So you think he got with his granddaughter?
Not granddaughter, but that's where it gets weird.
All right, explain it because I'm lost. Go.
He gets with Peggy Carter. They have the kid.
Yeah.
They have a kid, and then he lives his life with her just in hiding. He doesn't show up when Battle of New York is being attacked because his younger self's already there.
Which is selfish. They could easily stop everything.
Wait,
he knows what's going to happen. He could have killed Loki.
Right, with 2 caps, but whatever. Anyways,
It's not like he's not already changing the past.
So he's still living his life or whatever, and then this is where it gets weird. Sharon Carter, which is the blonde chick from Winter Soldier and Civil War, he kind of gets with her, and they're related. That's where it gets weird because Peggy is the great aunt of Sharon Carter.
The Cap's a sick fuck.
Yeah. Orlando doesn't get me, but you get what I'm saying.
I get it.
You, but it doesn't make sense because if that theory holds true, they wouldn't see Cap. He would have just disappeared. Because per their versions of time travel, he creates a new timeline. So he can't wait for them because he's in a new timeline.
That's why I think he's in an alternate timeline. And I think that's why I think.
So
why
who
is
is
he
this
still
Cap?
there?
If your theory holds true, there's still no Cap. Any theory, there's no Cap.
Exactly. It's true. He's right about that. So it just doesn't make any
It just doesn't make sense. That's all.
It just doesn't make sense.
There's no explaining that one.
There's no
reason for Cap to be waiting for them. Nothing he can do, nothing he does in the past should allow him to wait for them.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that he didn't teleport, if he would have teleported back old, then that would have made sense.
If he lived his life, then came back.
But they just happened to be looking, and that old man that was in the bench the entire time they were having the conversation first. Like hey, look at that old man in the whatever. Hey, all right, Cap, go by, say goodbye to the thing, and then suddenly you turn around and go, oh my God, it's Cap! Like that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. The old man has been on that bench for the last 10 minutes.
Wasn't that bench before it started or no?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So that was Cap the whole time. That's why the time travel shit is absolute bullshit. That's why I was saying plot holes up the fucking wazoo.
Yeah. But that's like the biggest one though, because it's one thing if you don't specifically explain the rules for your time travel, but when you specifically say...
But do you think they did? Because I felt like they were trying to explain it. Even Ant-Man was kind of saying like, oh, there are the rules. You can't talk to your former self. You can't do that. And
they said, you're talking about Back to the Future?
Yeah. They're like, are you getting those rules out of it? But then Hulk started saying some things, and he's like, honestly, I don't know what's going to happen.
All right, that's one thing. But it's when the ancient one... Is it the ancient one?
That's why I think she's wrong. Like I think alternative timelines were created and they weren't ended.
I would have to look at the movie again, but from what I understood, the ancient ones she just said, bring these fucking stones back or all hell's gonna break loose. I didn't remember anything about her saying alternate timelines. I think it was if these don't come back at the exact same spot, shit's gonna get real. I think that's essentially what she said.
She said taking them creates an alternate timeline.
Yeah, taking them creates an alternate timeline. Bring them back, erases those timelines.
Yeah, it fixes everything.
Yeah, but I think she's wrong.
But from that, it seems like making changes to the past creates an alternate timeline.
Right. I feel like.
But you know what? They never specifically say changing the past creates an alternate timeline.
They never said that.
We assume that.
So all those changes and all that stuff, it doesn't really matter. The only one that mattered was when he returned all the stones at the end.
He didn't return all of them though.
He did.
Loki's still out there with a fucking stone.
No, but he did return it.
Loki's stone? No, Loki took it and disappeared. Unless he went out there and beat Loki's ass off screen.
Yeah, but Loki didn't take it to a different time. He's still in that time.
But Loki's in an alternate time now.
No, it still exists in that time. Remember,
it still exists in that time.
It still exists in that time. Because remember, all it does is makes you teleport to a different place, not a different time. So Loki's still there.
All right, because he took it from the 70s. He didn't take it from...
No.
You're right, because he took it from the 70s. He didn't take it from that time. That's so confusing.
Because remember, Loki has a Tesseract. That's why Thanos gets it from him.
It's a loop.
It's a loop.
Shit.
Jesus, it got me.
Loki was supposed to have it.
It's a loop.
Loki had... okay, that actually fixes that plot hole for me.
So what, it's a loop? That's where we're in now?
It's a time loop.
There's no alternate universes?
No alternate universe. Get that alternate universe shit out of your head. Alternate timelines. It's just loops.
That shit really just blew my mind.
Loops.
Loki has the fucking Tesseract
And remember when he shows it to
in
him?
Infinity War.
The loop. So there you go. So maybe the show is just going to explain what happens between that and that. It's just the in-between answer of what his adventure was.
So maybe there isn't a plot hole.
Maybe.
Because they never specifically said that changing the past creates a timeline.
Yeah.
Only removing an Infinity Stone.
So when he put them all back, he stayed in that same timeline and waited the long way in that fucking bench.
He's still a sick fuck then.
Maybe.
Well, his
Maybe.
old self doesn't. His old self. I mean,
His old self knows what his younger self is doing. He just came out and said, hey, don't do it.
Hey, that's your great. I don't know. That's your grandniece. Get the fuck away from her.
That's what you would tell your younger
That's
self.
not America's ass.
Steve Rogers is a sick fuck.
And see, I could do this all day. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
So another thing that I thought was one of my things that I just was like, oh, what a coincidence, what a nice convenient was. So Far From Home is coming, the next movie coming out, and so you mean to tell me that his class got like vanished?
The entire class.
Because if not, they would have been 5 years older.
Yeah.
All his friends vanished.
I
had read that all his friends vanished.
I don't know, man.
Really? Is that what they're gonna say?
Yeah, all his friends
So
vanished.
that'll be like, hey, Flash Thompson, you look older, 5 years older.
So-
oh, you graduated already.
So what I
Hey,
thought.
fuckwad.
Nope.
So what I thought I would have I am still under the my thing is that I think
No,
that
it doesn't take place before.
Far From Home is before and
How-
then it does a jump to the future.
How are you going to fight with the writers of these movies? They literally said it takes place after Endgame.
They did
and,
say it takes
and,
place
and
after
then, like
Endgame.
Mike said, all the friends got snapped.
I thought that was just
What if, okay, let's just say, what if when the movie starts, they kind of just make a joke about how some people graduated 5 years ago?
yeah.
If they do that, will you shut the fuck up?
Probably.
Okay.
That's all you want, an explanation?
Yeah. You know what's funny? I was talking to someone about it, like since it's 5 years later now, and if Miles Morales didn't get snapped, he's old enough to be Spider-Man.
But he's so close. He would be so close in age to Spidey because this Spidey's still really young. This
But fuck
Spidey's-
it, they can do that though.
I mean, technically, sure.
Because
I mean-
in Homecoming, when Donald Glover's just like, oh, my nephew, no one talks about their nephew if they're a fucking teenager. He has to be like 8 years old,
He has to be
7
pretty
years
young.
old. He got 5 years from now, he's
in the
12,
comics,
13.
Miles is pretty close in age
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah. He's
Peter.
like 12, 13. He's a little kid, 15.
Well, at least in the
maybe.
Ultimate Comics, yeah, he was close.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the Ultimate Comics, he's a little baby.
So they're
practically.
both around the same age.
I like where this is going.
So I mean,
I like some of the things that the time jump lets them do.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
I don't think Miles is going to come out in
Me either.
Far From Home, but I do think now they can bring him in.
They can. I mean, maybe in the third one or whatever.
Maybe in the
I,
third
I would
one.
hope they don't bring him in Far From Home.
No, I don't think so. Especially since he's in
Oh, we
the
got
budget.
distracted with all the time talk. But okay, what do you think about Rogers officially passing the shield to Sam Wilson? I didn't think he was going to choose one. I thought the show was going to answer that for us. But damn, straight up, he
If
said,
it was one of the two of them, I'm glad it's Anthony Mackie. He's a superb Falcon. He'll be a superb
Yeah.
Captain
So
America.
here's the thing. I have actually read comics where both
Yeah,
of them.
change.
I read comics where both of them were Cap, and Falcon was always personality wise the closest to Cap. Like when it came to like straight arrow, like
Yeah.
Boy Scout, while Bucky was just like, it reminded me a lot of Red Hood. He was like, he had a gun and everything. Like it was a little weird.
I never read Bucky as Cap comics.
Bucky's, he was a little dark, but
I did
like the whole thing was him like trying to be Cap. Like, oh man, I gotta, you know, like
I have to be good.
I have to live up to his legacy. So it's like pressure of him trying and trying. So there's a lot of pressure. But Falcon straight up was like, aha, like stars and stripes. Like,
I never read the Cap comics either for Falcon, but I read like other comics where he was Cap.
right, yeah, from the crossovers. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
like Avengers and
Yeah.
shit like that.
And he seemed very like
He was good at it.
yeah. So I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I'm down for it. Anthony Mackie has my vote officially.
Damn.
He'll be a good Cap.
And I remember I asked you this during Infinity War, and you said Anthony Mackie could die. But I mean, times change.
That was the old me, man. I don't know what I was talking about. On your last page, though, you forgot that part?
Yeah.
That shit was so good.
In Stark's funeral, were you guys just as confused as I was who that random boy was?
Absolutely.
I read that article, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, who was even gonna remember that kid?
Like, who is that kid? and then he's the fucking kid from Iron Man 3.
The kid doesn't. Where's his parents? You know what's weird to me? Aunt May doesn't know he's Spider-Man, but she's surrounded by fucking superheroes.
She knows
In
now.
fact,
She knows he's
She knows that now.
Yeah, remember what the fuck at the end of
Oh, you're right. I forgot that part.
All right, so look, here's my thing, right? About my theory with Far From Home that it's a prequel, whatever. So when they meet, because like
Far From Home is not a prequel.
Nick Fury's just like, oh, hello, Spider-Man. He's like, oh shit, you're Nick Fury. Did y'all meet at the funeral? Come on.
Nick Fury's in the back.
He's in the back.
Clearly, they didn't have.
He's not the. You know, he's not the friendliest person in the world.
Nick
what,
Fury.
you think-
Nick Fury probably showed up when they started doing the words.
And what, you think he just dipped right after?
Absolutely.
Of course,
It's Nick Fury.
Nick fucking Fury.
Does he seem like the party guy to you?
Plot hole? Not at all. Not at all.
Not even close.
Nice try, Orlando. Nice try.
I don't even know if it was a nice try.
Oh, God.
He just keeps trying to justify that it's a prequel.
Why do you want it to be a prequel so bad?
I just thought it was just a nice coincidence that like his whole school got snapped. He doesn't know who Nick Fury is, and then Infinity War, right? He's coming back. He's on a bus when all the Thanos shit goes down. I thought it'd be nice if that bus was from London. The trip back from London.
God. No.
What? What? Huh?
I don't know.
And I suppose you would have wished there was a Jake Gyllenhaal cameo somewhere. Oh, look, there he is on TV. When they were looking up at the TV, he was really him.
Fuck it, whatever.
Anyways, but yeah, I think that's honestly about it. Oh, and it actually ends. So Sam Wilson asked him, "Who's the girl?" Like he went back to see the girl, and then he saw the wedding ring, and he's, "Who's the girl? Are you gonna tell me?" And he's like, "No,
No, I don't think I will.
I don't think I will." And then it goes back to the dance, and you see who it is.
I don't care. I'm like, why? I don't care. What
so
is
good,
this?
man.
What's going on?
Peggy, he came back for the
Peggy,
dance, man.
forget Peggy. Who cares about Peggy?
See, if you watched,
Go back to Tony, the guy that sacrificed everything, not the guy that left everyone behind. That's what I want to see.
if anything, the love triangle would have been Howard Stark
Howard Stark had a thing for Agent?
for Peggy. For Peggy, yeah, he was flirting with her,
I didn't know that.
but she wasn't having it.
They canceled that show pretty soon. I was never gonna watch it anyways. Agent Carter looked terrible.
It was great. The second season wasn't that good, but the first one was on point. It was even doing a setup for like the Black Widow program because they showed other soldiers that were being trained there. So I was like, oh, it's a perfect Black Widow prequel, and then
Never happened.
never happened because season 2 went in a totally different direction. But anyways,
But yeah, I didn't really care for the Cap part. I mean, I understand it. I guess he does get a happy ending. Blah
yeah.
blah blah.
So
blah.
Orlando talking about all this. This is the Hawkeye movie. Get the fuck out of here. It's the Cap.
Yeah, I
and
don't
Tony
see how
movie.
it's a Hawkeye movie.
It was it was a lot about Hawkeye. I don't know. I just can't just stag his smug face and his dumb haircut. Like, I was like, can you
The
die?
haircut was pretty dumb.
Please just fucking die already.
But I didn't. Jerry
Overall,
Renner-
great movie. Overall, I love the movie. It's one.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But this is a beautiful masterpiece.
Yeah.
But fuck that guy in particular.
Yeah, fuck him.
Nah, I only felt like that about Bucky, who got very little screen time, so I was pretty happy
He
about
did
that.
get very little screen time.
You know what? The thing is, I don't know. Even like, okay, Bucky is Cap's best friend. So old Cap comes and Bucky's just kind of standing in the background.
Well, Falcon is Cap's new best friend. He's got a new best friend and old best
Bucky's
friend.
his oldest friend in the world.
It is. It really is.
By far.
You would think Bucky would be like, yo, let me talk to my
Right?
Or both of them talk to him. Like, why does it have to be separate?
Why does he thank you?
Our love can't be our love can't be shared. Like, what's
It
going
didn't make
on
any
here?
sense to me either. Like Bucky was just like,
Mike, it's because the next Captain America needs to be black. Let's be honest.
that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
I didn't pick up on that at first, but the second time I'm like, yeah.
Let's be, and I'm okay with that. I'm honestly
There's
okay
nothing
with
else
that.
he can be but black. Well, now that they're doing that, I'm wondering if they're gonna start integrating.
Because look, Valkyrie is the new Thor.
Yeah.
They can't do Jane Foster because Natalie Portman ain't gonna do these movies.
I wouldn't want
So
to.
Valkyrie is the new female black Thor.
Damn. They
Falcon.
crossed both off the bucket list.
You see, there you go. They're getting everybody.
Well,
already
if that's
got-
the
you already
case,
got Black
I
Panther.
really hope they introduce Riri at some point.
I was just gonna say, what if they introduce Riri
I would love
Williams
to
and
see
go the
Riri.
one? Although I think they're kind of setting up the daughter.
Who-
I think at first I was
who's
against
Riri?
that idea.
So Riri Williams is she ends up being Ironheart, which is pretty much Iron Man.
Yeah.
Because Iron Man goes into a coma, I believe.
He dies at the end of Civil War. He dies at the end of Civil War 2.
So it's pretty much this genius black girl that becomes Iron
The
Man.
girl with the afro?
She didn't have an
I
afro.
don't think she
No,
had an afro.
no, she
She
didn't.
might
have
just
an
be
afro.
being racist right now.
You're probably thinking of Misty
know.
Knight.
The girl with the afro. Because that's all
could've
black girls
swore-
can have.
I
Huh?
could have swore I seen a comic book with a black girl with an
With an
afro.
afro. You see one comic book with a black girl and an afro, and that has to be the one we're talking about? I get it. It'd be your own people.
Oh,
man.
I guess in this one cover, she does have an afro.
Shit, she has an afro?
She has an afro in one.
What is that?
That's an afro, dude. What do you want me to do? Like,
Nah, man, that's not Riri Williams.
Yeah, that is Riri Williams.
That is Riri Williams.
So I guess it depends on what hairstyle she has.
all right.
You're not racist. Look at that.
For once.
For once. It's the first time for everything.
Nah, but I do hope they introduce. I was against the idea until I saw how well Tony went out. They could bring in Riri now.
Maybe.
Is there any hint of her
Yeah, she got a
in
bunch
the
of afros.
universe?
All this girl wears afros.
In the movies, they never hinted Riri in any way.
Well, it's 5-year jump, so
Right? Anything can happen.
Oh, for sure. Well, anyways, guys, I think that about wraps it.
that's it. Great movie overall, and I guess and there's no plot hole. I guess.
I guess we kind of decided strangely.
It kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something there, but
Yeah.
for the most part, fuck it. Within the realms, within the rules that they set up, it followed their rules.
Yeah. They left enough loose ends where it can fit.
It was just generalized enough to go like, fuck it. We'll sweep that one under the rug.
Yeah. So yeah, overall great movie, and I'm excited to see where it goes from there. We're gonna probably do an episode talking about the future of Marvel,
Yeah.
given that this is the end of the phase 3.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we can predict, now with the end of this movie, see if we can predict phase 4.
See maybe what the
Do you guys think it'll get any better? Or have
No,
they peaked?
they peaked. It's downhill from here. I'm going to be honest.
I don't see how they can get better.
Exactly.
they bring Galactus
Right, but I mean, who are
and
they?
X-Men, and
But it's going
Damn
to
with
be...
the X-Men.
But think about it. It's Galactus without Chris Evans and without Robert Downey Jr. Think about that.
Chris Evans, I mean, he's good, but Robert Downey Jr. is always like the scene stealer.
I think with I think Thor is such a strong character, and Professor Hulk is also a strong character. I think they're gonna do.
Robert Downey's the strongest character.
He is.
By far.
He is. But Peter Parker is inching his way to
Damn,
number
Peter
1
Parker
too.
is coming up there.
So, and if they do that 5-year jump with a cool black Miles Morales,
That's true.
No, he's got to be nerdy, though.
cool nerdy, yeah.
Because Miles was nerdy, too, right?
Miles is nerdy.
Yeah,
Miles
Miles
is
nerdy.
But
All
anyway,
right. Yeah, I'm with you, though. I think they peaked.
Yeah.
they peaked.
There's no way.
I thought they peaked last movie, but now that I saw this, they definitely peaked this movie. No other movie's going to make as much money as this one, MCU-wise.
I don't think so.
They peaked. But let me tell you, it was great. It was a fantastic finale to this chapter.
You think no other movie's going to make as much money?
I mean,
Well, not on the movie, but MCU-wise, I think this
for
is
a
it.
build up, I mean, they would have to. This movie is it's a product of 11-year build up. So that means they have to survive. They have the Marvel movies have to survive another 11 years to get this much hype around it.
I think
You think?
the next one might. The next, whatever Avengers the next one is, because people really love this movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think?
So I think
Marvel,
off of hype alone, the next one, maybe not as well, but I think it's gonna be pretty close.
Yes.
If it's at least a good movie, I think it'll be close.
you guys think Marvel movies are gonna be around for 11 more years?
No.
11 more years? I think so.
Well, there will
To the
be.
degree that they are now, absolutely not.
There you go. Exactly. There will be movies. Like, even back then, there was Blade movies. That's technically Marvel. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There will always be superhero movies, like, sprinkled in there. Kind of like there's Western is dead, but there's still Western movies.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be the same.
They'll be around for the foreseeable future, but I think it's gonna calm down.
Yeah,
It
but-
has to.
Yeah, because these genres, these genres take turns in being at the height. And of course, this one's been a really big one. But
This has been a long ass.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like horror movies in the 50s. Those were like fucking 2 decades of horror movies back to back to back, and finally people just got tired of it. So I feel like this will be coming up. Like superhero fatigue, they keep saying it's a thing. It will be a thing for sure.
I'm starting to feel it. It's really only the Avengers that makes me.
Yeah, I felt
Get
it for
past super-
I felt it for Captain Marvel for damn sure.
And yeah,
It starts to feel like now you're just watching shit to watch it.
yeah, I was just so tired
right,
of
for
it.
continuity's sake. It's kind of like how I read shit just to read shit.
Yeah.
like when you know a crossover, I gotta really read those
Oh
tie-ins.
my god.
I guess I gotta read
Tie-ins
that
be the
too.
worst.
Like, I'm not interested for any of the Disney shows either. So it's like I agree with you. I think
Yeah, it's so much shit now.
Yeah, it feels
yeah.
like homework now.
it does.
Even when like the Marvel shows now, I know they canceled Gifted. I was never gonna watch that one anyway.
They did cancel Gifted?
I think
Yeah.
they canceled Gifted.
I saw one episode.
Cloak and Dagger's still chucking.
I
Dude,
kind of want to watch Cloak and
I
Dagger.
keep seeing scenes because I follow them on Instagram, you know, Marvel, and they keep showing these 15, 20-second scenes. The acting is horrendous.
Bruh?
Oh my God. I'm like, you make me not want to watch this. I was interested till I keep seeing these scenes.
Yeah.
Legion,
Everyone acting in there's
Legion is
terrible.
good though.
Second season's okay. First season was really good.
I mean, it's about to finish on his terms.
That's
3
true.
seasons. You might as well kill it.
Yeah.
And they have all these shows on the fucking Disney Plus coming
Disney
out.
Plus. But
That's just
they're-
too much, and that's just Marvel.
But those are miniseries. Like the Loki one's just like 6 to 8 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
The WandaVision, by the way, is what it's called.
That's a horrible name.
Terrible. 6 to 8 episodes. And same thing with the Bucky Falcon.
I mean, that's good though, because they don't overstay their welcome. Even though they sound long, maybe 30 minutes, an hour episode.
No, we're just saying the title's terrible, but
Yeah, the title's terrible. But at least they don't overstay their welcome as miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree. I for sure think it's a downhill spiral from there. We're going to see how it goes. But yeah, guys, let us know what you guys think of the movie. Clearly, one of the best Marvel movies of this generation.
ever.
Yeah, where does it rank up to you? Is it your number one?
Number one.
Because
Absolutely.
it's my number one.
Most definitely.
And yeah, look forward to our future episode. We talk about the future of Marvel, how they're going to incorporate X-Men, and what do we think the next phase is going to be like.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. Later.
Bye-bye.
Outro.